And I'm looking at Instagram yesterday, and yep, there's Kyle at the Emmys. We're having some problems with our video, and I'm hoping we can get a picture up. I did post on my Instagram, RFH Gina, a picture of Kyle on the red carpet with his beautiful wife, Colleen. Here's Kyle's letter oh, yeah, there we go. If you go to x96.com/live, you can see Kyle on the red carpet. His son's there, his wife. I'm not sure who the other two people are, but here's Kyle's. He wrote us a short letter because I'm sure that whole trip was probably really exhausting for him. Here's his letter. Well, I lost sports with balls. I'm not even sure which sport I lost to. To have a silly triathlete win was a long shot, but you lose 100% of the races you don't enter. We did it with flair, literally. And he said that because one of the other pictures he posted was, oddly enough, was a picture of him with Ric Flair.
Who we were just talking about.
Who we were just talking about. If you go to x96.com/live, you can see Kyle's there with Ric Flair.
My joke about his face being stuck to his skull, it still holds up in that photo.
There we go. Okay.
Kyle says, we met Ric Flair. There were a ton of sports stars here. I don't know who any of them are except for Shaq. It was an amazing experience, though, and a free trip to New York. People asked me if I was excited about it or nervous. I told them, no, I'm not anything really. I wish I could be. I wish I could have been impressed by Central Park, but getting pushed through it was meh. I have ALS. Let me give you my acceptance speech. So this is what Kyle was going to say if they won.
Okay.
Okay.
Every 90 minutes, another person is given a death sentence. There's no cure for ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. 18 months ago, I did the Ironman World Champion race, and now I can't walk or talk. I won't see the end of summer. There's a drug that's reversed ALS. It's called Neuron, and the FDA has refused to review it. Help us pressure the FDA to approve this life-saving treatment. It's too late for me, but not for you or for someone you love.
And that was going to be his acceptance speech.
Yeah. If you go to my Instagram page, you can see those pictures. But if I were you, I would email Kyle. He loves to hear from friends of the program. His email address is krb76 @hotmail.com.
So he didn't win.
No. And I tried to look at who he lost to, and they don't have all of the nominees. They just have the winners, and I'm not sure which category his was in, so I'm not sure who he lost to. I know he didn't lose to Monday Night Football. I know that wasn't it. But they have several like specials and event coverage and things. This is the sports Emmys, so they're all. There's even esports, which is not a sport.
It's becoming a sport, Gina. It's filling stadiums, Gina.
I know, but
this is not the segment to get into that debate.
But that's true.
Yeah.
But I can't tell who he lost to. But you're our winner, Kyle.
Yeah. We love you, Kyle. We're very proud of you.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Traffic, please.
Oh, traffic and then boners.
Yes, traffic and boners.
Traffic. Still seeing those issues on northbound Legacy near Centerville from what people were texting in earlier. Slowage on I-215, slowage on SR-201 eastbound, and those are all the issues I'm seeing on the Wasatch Valley. If you see something, say something safely. 33986 is where you can report that. It's all brought to you by Feeling Better just got easier with Prime IV. Get all the vitamins and minerals you need infused directly into your bloodstream and feel better. Current offers at primeivhydration.com.
All right, boners.
Let's see. Your boner candidates are boner candidate number 1. Figure out how to make this right, Chuck. Boner candidate number 2. Sports builds parental character. And boner candidate number 3. Donald Trump said this was good for you.
All right, we got Boner of the Day, Big Boy News, all coming up. Stand by for that. Also on the way, after we award the Boner, it's the X-Poll. Now, the X-Poll is, what are some of the weird little superstitions that you believed in when you were a kid?
Mm-hmm.
All right? And we do have some caveats on that because it's, your typical
religious ones or
religious-based ones. But we're looking for, even weirder ones.
Right.
All right. So we'll get to the X-Poll coming up at 7:45. Be ready to call in at 877-602-9696. UtahAdvocates.com.
So May is National Motorcycle Awareness Month. There was something on the news last night about some jerk motorcycle driver going over 100 miles an hour over Trappers Loop and weaving in and out of traffic, and it's just making things difficult, not just for him, but for other people on the road. If you're the victim of negligent driving that left you injured, maybe it was you on a motorcycle, maybe it was somebody else on a motorcycle, call the advocates. They're local. They don't charge you a dime when you hire them. They only charge you if you win a settlement with them, and they take their payment out of that settlement. So you're never going to be writing a check to the advocate.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, the consultation is always free. You never pay a dime out of pocket for a consultation. You can find out if you have a case, and all you have to do is call them, 801-355-5550. They're available 24/7, 365, even holidays and the weekends. And you can chat with your local advocate today. Remember, it's a local company. You're not going to get handed off to some other office. It's just their office downtown. UtahAdvocates.com.
Check-ins?
Let me get the phone interface here, and our first check-in is Artie.
Artie, good morning. How are you?
I'm Artie Buffkin. I smell like lots of sweat.
What?
Sometimes I smell like cat urine. Oh, there we go.
Artie
Wait a
Fuffkin.
minute.
Hey,
Check.
Our old friend,
how
Artie
are ya?
Buffkin.
Terry and Bill and Gina. I listen to you guys every morning. I'm a big time fan. I'm actually
First
frankly,
time-
I'm kind of nervous talking to you. I'm speechless.
Are you a long-time
you guys
listener?
go
ahead.
Oh, a long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm my kid's dad. Blow me up, Tom. Mega dittos. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Am I really talking to you guys?
Yeah,
Let me pinch myself.
See, you are Artie.
Damn it.
You are anything
This is not
but
a dream.
you are anything but speechless.
Ever. Ever.
I'm nervous as all get out. I'll just be honest with you. Especially, yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Especially
No.
what?
No,
Especially
I'm
what?
not. I'm on the radio, especially with a lot of people listening. What if I mess up or say something stupid?
Well,
I guess that's
Well,
That
what-
would
sort of
be
your
like
stock
you,
and trade.
yeah.
Artie, you know what will happen if you do that because it's
I
happened
know.
before.
Let's don't go there.
Okay.
Damn it.
What?
Don't go there.
So,
What's new, Artie? What's going on?
haven't
with
heard
you?
from you in a long time. How are you?
Oh, well, let's see. I hoard cats. That's a
Yes.
problem.
Mm-hmm.
No, I love cats, and I live in a place where there's a park in back,
Mm-hmm.
and people dump their unwanted cats. And for some reason, I guess cats communicate with each other. It's like, hey, check this guy's place out. Not only does he give out fresh food, wet and dry, but there's water there and there's loving.
Oh, the word on the street is Artie's yard is the place to be.
Yeah.
Artie
Oh,
is
yeah.
a crazy cat lady.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, I am, and they live underneath my bed. I have over 40, and you know what?
What?
You know what I like to do?
Uh-huh.
Have you ever just loved a good cry just for no reason, whether you're happy or sad.
Sure.
Just a good cry.
Yeah.
Okay, so I crawl underneath my bed just for a good cry, and then I wipe away the tears with one cat at a time. You know, once one gets soggy, I grab another one. They're all terrified, but you know what? They have no other choice. You know, because where else would they go?
I don't know. Artie, now I'm assuming you don't. From all of this, I'm assuming you don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why he's crying, Bill. Come on.
I see.
We won't talk. Thanks for bringing that up.
I'm sorry. I just.
I'm Artie Vulcan. I smell like lots of sweat.
You sound happy and
Artie,
healthy.
it's nice to hear you again.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I got up about an hour and a half ago, and I've just I sat on the.
Yes.
I sat on the edge of my bed, just anticipating this moment. I was just like, okay, I'm going to just do a good job. I'm going to knock it out of the park. And I'm going to be on the radio. Artie Fuffkin, just settle down. You're going to be on the radio. You're going to be fine. And then a cat jumps. Oh, you know what? I had to actually lock all of my cats out of the room because, you know,
you can make this important.
Sure that I do this.
Because this phone call is that important that the cats had to be out of the room.
Oh, no. And they jump on you. And then when you have over 40, they jump, not only in your lap, but they start to crawl up you. Yeah. And then they, crawl on your shoulder, and it's just a big mess.
Yeah. Artie, now you called us. Have you got some sort of
news?
Some news for us? What's going on? We haven't. I haven't heard from you forever. So what's going on?
Oh yeah. Oh, I got my call. I'm going on a mission.
Where are you going?
It's the New Mexico Albuquerque mission, and I'm going to the MTC about 2 months from now, and it's just going to be a mess.
Artie,
no, you're not. No,
Artie,
you're not.
do you know the song "I Hope They Call Me on a Mission"?
I'm nervous about that.
Mm-hmm.
Artie, do you know the song "I Hope They Call Me on a Mission"?
I hope they call me on a mission.
I thought so. Yeah.
But I have one even better.
What's that?
Okay. They send out the mission song before you go. Let's see. Live and learn the gospel in this enchanted land. Guess the state. Guess
The land of enchantment is New Mexico.
Yes. What? Yes.
Do they really do that? They do that. Guess the state.
Know.
You just made that up.
Oh, you'll like this,
Yeah,
Artie. Artie, we just got a text from a friend of the program. It says, Artie Fuffkin, I named my cat after Artie years ago, and he's 16 years old. He's a Flame Point Siamese, and his name is Artie Fluffkin.
Well, bring them by the studio or at my house. I'd love to meet him or her.
Do you have any other news, Artie?
Other than big announcements?
Other than going on a mission to New Mexico.
I guess you guys have let me back in the building after that big stalking.
After the incident, yes.
I mean, we voted no, but somebody else said okay, you can come back.
You voted no.
Yeah, we voted no.
So I guess I'm going to be on the radio again, and it's going to be a hot mess. Especially. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, it's going to be a rolling dumpster fire just every freaking day.
When are you going to be on the radio? When are you going to be on?
Oh, this weekend. What am I talking about?
Tomorrow.
I'm going to be on from 10 to 3. Yeah.
Yay.
Tomorrow. Oh, it's going to be exciting. So
10
tune in and
10 in the morning or 10 at night.
10 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Probably should be at. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But you know what? And also the equipment in the studio. Holy crap! It's it's overwhelming.
Yes, it's nice.
I'm used to. I'm used to a standard, but that thing is a stick shift.
Well, listen, Artie, congratulations. Now Katie is on right before you.
Yes, our producer.
So be nice to Katie when you come in.
She's going to introduce you.
Don't scare her.
Oh, well, I have great news to Katie.
What?
I've actually put on an extra layer of speed stick.
Oh,
yep.
good.
So
Okay, good.
That's good to know.
To mask the cat urine and tears. I don't know.
All right.
All right,
We're
Artie.
happy to have you back, Artie.
I'll
be
be
listening tomorrow.
We're excited.
Good news.
You know what? I will, like an old wise man said a long time ago, I will do whatever in whatever kind of way.
What?
Okay.
All right.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Okay,
Thank you.
so.
You know, that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
Okay, so.
Thank you, Artie.
In whatever kind of way.
Looking forward to it.
In whatever kind of way.
All right.
Okay, so.
Okay, so.
I am
Bye.
a fan of Artie.
Goodbye, Artie.
Oh. Foo Fighters, of course, and top 5 on my list. Top 5 Foo Fighters.
Oh,
song
yeah.
there. All right, let's get to Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, 23rd of May, 2023. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive
A Boner t-shirt.
Thank you.
Okay, boner candidate number 1. You better figure out how to make this right, Chuck. And by Chuck, I mean King Charles. Is who I'm
Oh,
referring
what'd he do now?
Buckingham Palace has rejected a call to return the remains of a 19th century Ethiopian prince to his homeland. Prince Alamahu, and you can actually see a picture of him, x96.com/live, who died an orphan in the UK at the age of 18, is buried in the catacombs of St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle after being cared for by Queen Victoria. And you think, oh, he was cared for by the Queen. Isn't that nice?
Cared for?
His family have requested that his remains be sent back to Ethiopia over a century and a half later, saying it's not right for his body to remain in the UK. However, the palace has rejected the calls, telling the BBC that removing his remains could affect others buried in the same chapel, which includes the bodies of Henry VIII and George V. And in a statement, the palace spokesperson said, quote, "It's very unlikely that it would be possible to exhume the remains without disturbing the resting place of a substantial number of others in the vicinity." Well, Chuck, you should figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like they're stacked on top of each
You
other.
beat me to it. Yeah.
They said that the authorities in the Royal Mausoleum of Windsor Castle are sensitive to honor the young prince's memory, but they also have a responsibility to preserve the dignity of the other departed. Now you're wondering, how did this young prince come to be in England?
I can only guess.
The prince was taken to Victorian England as a young boy by British soldiers who ransacked his father's palace in the mountains of northern Ethiopia in 1868.
Oh, he wasn't interested in going to improv school
No.
for a little while?
Britain had sent military force to the palace of his father to bargain for the release of some diplomatic hostages. Denied an audience, the troops routed the emperor's army in a 3-day battle, and the emperor committed suicide as his fortress fell to the British. 7-year-old prince's mother then succumbed to illness days later. In the care of the British, he was first handed to the Raj in India and then sent to Britain. In the UK, he was befriended by Queen Victoria, who took pity on his predicament and enrolled him at the rugby school and later sent him for officer training. But he was depressed and sad and didn't do well in school, and he died at a very young age. And so the Queen buried him at Windsor Castle.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like the Queen tried to give him a nice life. Sorry, we killed your father. And
Oh, but you like rugby, won't you?
I mean, his father committed suicide, but it was the British Army was advancing, and this poor kid. Let his bones go back home, please. Boner candidate number 1.
In our chat room, Tom Jumbo Grumbo says, if Britain returned everything stolen or kept illegally in British museums, the museums would be empty. Mm-hmm. Yes, colonizers. Look up the word, colonizer.
Figure out how to make this right, Chuck.
Yeah.
Boner
Or just watch the Black Panther movie. They explain colonizing pretty well.
Boner candidate number 2, sports builds parental character. An argument between a parent and a referee at a youth basketball game over the weekend escalated into a wild brawl right on the court. And the crazy scene was all captured on video. You can see a still from that at x96.com/live.
Oh, jeez. That guy is mad.
Yeah. The fight happened in an important thing, a kid's basketball game. I'm sure whatever happened is worth the anger that he's displaying there.
Right.
Fight happened Saturday in Fort Wayne, Indiana. A man left his seat in the stands to have a word with the ref in the middle of the game involving little kids. The two appeared to exchange words for several moments before suddenly the man threw punches at the game official. The ref took him right down.
Good.
If you watch the video, you can see him. He tackled him. But then they stayed on the floor punching each other until other parents got up and broke it up. The parent was escorted out of the venue and did not return. And this is a problem because nobody wants to be a ref anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know in soccer particular, Katie, maybe you've experienced some of this. I know several kids in my family, their games have just been canceled because there are no refs.
There's a major shortage in soccer refs, and the parents don't help because a lot of them get overly protective or angry at the other team or about their kids. I mean...
It's the parents' fault. I don't know why anyone would want to be a ref.
Oh, to take that abuse? No way.
No.
Call foul on somebody's kid, and then they're just pissed.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
None of your kids are going to be professional athletes. They're just not. Relax. That's boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Well, Donald Trump said this was good for you.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big boy news and opinioendo. Brought to you by
Nate Bargatze, the Funny Tour at Delta Center /Vivint Arena on Friday, September 29th and Saturday, September 30th. Tickets on sale at Ticketmaster.com.
Well, this sent to us from our friend in Iowa, the Des Moines Ghost, from the Iowa News Desk. This is for Bill, because he's gone. Bill would ignore this story, I think, if he were here. Police say an argument over meatballs ended in a theft at a Subway sandwich shop in Urbandale last week. This is Urbandale, Iowa, where this happened.
Get those meatballs away from me.
Urbandale police said the man was frustrated that the Subway location was out of meatballs. What do you mean you're out of meatballs? After some arguing, they decided to go behind the counter and make themselves a sandwich. The sandwich and some other items were taken because you got to have some chips, maybe a cookie with it. Were taken without being paid for. Police say they have identified the suspects. The one person I know it wasn't was Bill Allred. That was not anywhere near there. Bad celebrity behavior.
Okay.
A server who was allegedly berated by Alec Baldwin at a gala last week claims he called her a peasant as she walked away. I would think Alec Baldwin would be on his best behavior because you lucked out that you're not going to prison for killing that poor woman. A woman who wishes not to be named said the incident began when Alec Baldwin was blocking the server's path as dinner was starting to be served. She said, "I'm a sweep leader, which means I have to tell waiters where to put down plates, and they have to do it in a certain order. And I was going to feed the head of the table, but that's who he was talking to. So I went up to him and said, 'I'm sorry, sir, but we have servers walking through, and they need to get to these tables here in a minute.' He turned around and said, 'Well, when is a good time for me to talk to my friend?' And she was like, 'Well, I'm sorry. We need to get through.' And he would not move. Now, she said the same thing happened with Colin Jost, who was in another area where the servers were trying to get by. And he said, 'Oh, sure, yeah.' Like a person.
Because Jost is a person.
But apparently, as she walked away, another server heard Alec Baldwin call her a peasant.
Get away from my wife and the baby with the camera.
What?
I think Alec Baldwin is just an ass.
Did he need room for his, like, 20-foot long cape?
I guess.
Following
I
behind
don't
him?
know. Peasant.
Oh, now I need a Photoshop of Alec Baldwin with a cape.
Yes.
With a royal cape.
With a crown askew on it, maybe. How are we for time, Carrie? Let me know.
One more story.
One more story. Last year's Everything Everywhere All at Once will not be getting a sequel, Michelle Yeoh has confirmed.
Well, of course.
Speaking to Variety, Michelle says, no, there's no sequel. We would just be doing the same thing. That movie was perfect and perfectly contained. It would be weird to do a sequel.
Yes.
We don't need sequels for everything.
Yeah, and I don't think that it was even a thought from the filmmakers or the actors. This is an interviewer who said, are we going to get a sequel? And that's why this is news.
Right.
Because some stupid film critic thought that would be a good question.
Yeoh went on to say that the film proved that audiences are hungry for fresh concepts in Hollywood and aren't always interested in rehashing old ideas. It's just a matter of pushing the envelope and refusing to say that this is the normal way. In the normal way, would Everything Everywhere All at Once have been nominated 5 or 10 years ago? Maybe not. But I think people are hungry for different stories and not just rehashing things over and over again.
Yeah. We need new, fresh ideas from writers who need to be paid livable wages.
They're saying that new Martin Scorsese movie that just showed at Cannes,
Killers of the Flower Moon,
is fantastic and is kind of back to old-timey movie storytelling and it's refreshing because it's a good old Martin Scorsese movie. And
I'll wait and see.
No, you're reserving judgment.
I'm reserving judgment. I'm not, Scorsese, great filmmaker, yes, but he does have some misses.
Okay,
on his hit list.
We shall see. Weather, traffic.
Weather. Taking a peek at that. Let me hit the refresh page, making sure all my information is up to date. We're going to get some rain here, looks like pretty soon, around noonish, and that is going to continue through the afternoon, maybe even overnight, and then it's just going to be nothing but sunshine and clouds up until Memorial Day. High of 82 today, high of 83 tomorrow. That's just going to maintain over the next week or so, and expect more gunk in the air from all the Canadian wildfires after these storms blow through. Taking a peek at traffic, though, heading on over there. Looks like the issue Centerville near Legacy has been cleared up, but still some major slowage going on around I-215 near Mount Olympus. I got some slowage on SR-201 near West Valley. Crash, it says here, near Weber County Wall Avenue. UDOT has a weird way of reporting some of their stuff sometimes. Anyways, if you see anything, feel free to say something. 33986 is where you can report your traffic.
All right. Before we get to Boner Candidate number 3, a reminder that as soon as we award Boner of the Day, it's the X-Poll. The X-Poll question is, name some weird thing that you believed when you were a little kid. Some, whether it's a superstition or you thought. I mean, what's the one that Bill always said is that that the drain goes to China or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw one in our text earlier that said that I thought that the school bus driver had their own door to get out. That it was on the left, and only kids could use the big door.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Things like that. 877-602-9696. As soon as we award Boner of the Day, and here's candidate number 3.
I thought Donald Trump said this was good for you. Now, when I named this, our producer's booth said, "Are you sure this is the right story to go with that?" Yes, I'm absolutely sure. I will explain.
Okay.
Former Florida Dollar General store worker has been sentenced to 4 years in state prison for spiking his colleague's Pepsi with bleach. Spurred to do so because he claimed the victim was brushing up against him.
What?
I don't know why that's a phosphate that deserves bleach in your Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need some meds in your own drink.
The worker, Jerome Ellis, was sentenced for poisoning the Pepsi. He pleaded no contest. The janitor who worked at the dollar store in DeLand, Florida, was originally arrested in October on 2 counts of poisoning with intent to kill or injure and tampering with evidence. According to the charging affidavit, deputies responded to the dollar store with a report of a possible poisoning. A worker there told cops that he and Ellis had gotten into an argument the day before, and he believed that Ellis had a grudge against him. The complainant said he left an open can of Pepsi on the counter during a bathroom break. You never leave an open can around.
No.
When he returned and took a sip, he noticed the soda tasted and smelled like bleach. The worker told deputies he panicked, called 911, told his manager what happened, secured the soda in the back room for evidence. When the victim reviewed surveillance video from the store, he claimed it showed Ellis pouring bleach into his Pepsi. Ellis denied it, but there's video evidence of him not only pouring bleach in it, but something you can't always taste. There's also video of him spitting into the Pepsi can.
Jeez.
How did he bring that in with a big thing, or did he have a little flask that he...
Well, no, he's a janitor.
Yeah.
So he's, clean.
Oh,
he's got
just
the stuff
mopping
right there.
and then does the quick look-see. And...
Now, remind me again why he did this to the guy?
Well, this is the he claimed the victim was brushing up against him. Maybe they were, I don't know.
Brushing up against him.
Right.
Not sure what that.
Yeah, that's reason enough to kill someone. Yeah.
But I mean, his defense could be, well, Donald Trump said bleach was good for you, so maybe I was trying to help. Boner candidate number 3.
All right. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Figure out how to make this right, Chuck. And by Chuck, I mean King Charles. This is Buckingham Palace refusing to return the remains of an Ethiopian prince cared for by Queen Victoria. Boner candidate number 2, sports builds parental character. Yet another story of a parent getting in a fight with a ref. It's all on video. And boner candidate number 3, Donald Trump said this was good for you.
Okay. Time to vote for boner of the day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Pretty easy to do that. Computer counts it for us. Simple. Or if you'd like a more personal touch, call our producer's booth at 877-602-9696. A live person will take your live voice vote. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, 5/23/2023, and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh your internet browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. All right, pretty easy to do. Vote for Boner of the Day. You have only until the end of these messages to do it, so let's go. And then we got our X poll. Don't forget our X poll is coming up. And the number is 877-602-9696. What weird thing did you believe when you were a little kid? All right, X96.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! We join our elders as they pursue leads given them by Zone Leader Hansen. This episode finds elders Christiansen and Jensen trying to catch up to a rather well-known starship.
Captain, scanners show two small one-man craft closing fast.
Captain, they're hailing us.
Analysis, Mr. Spock.
Readings coming in now, sir. 2 single-occupant warp-capable 10-speed bikes.
Spock, enough with the details. Who are they?
There is a 99.7% probability they are LDS missionaries.
Mr. Sulu, go to red alert. Evasive maneuvers. Arm photon torpedoes.
Aye, Captain.
No good, Captain. They're still closing in on us.
Mr. Sulu, ready phasers?
Phasers ready, sir.
Damn it, Jim, don't you think that Starfleet would disapprove of you blasting away at unarmed missionaries?
As much as I hate to agree with the so-called doctor, I believe his logic is sound on this matter.
Don't bite me, you pointy-eared half-breed.
Bones, that's enough. Report, Mr. Sulu.
While you and the others were bickering about our strategy, we were boarded by the missionaries.
Mr. Sulu, where are they now?
Turbo lift number 7 en route to the bridge.
Hi, my name is Elder Christiansen, and this is my companion, Elder Jensen. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
We're here to ask you if you've ever heard of our church, and if so, would you like to know more?
Spock, what does the computer have on these Mormons?
Fascinating, Captain. Church founded in the 19th century, has grown steadily since, preach a belief system involving an eternal afterlife, and encourage their members to abstain from drugs, including caffeine, gambling, and sex outside of marriage.
Elder Christiansen, is this accurate?
Yep, the pointy-eared half-breed is fairly accurate.
No sex outside of marriage. My God, how barbaric. We wouldn't be able to fill an entire hour of TV time if I didn't stop to have sex with green, large-breasted women with blue hair every week.
It would cause some difficulties for the riders, Captain.
Spock, see if you can sneak around behind them and use the Vulcan nerve pinch on them.
Excuse me, elders, but you seem to have some lint on the shoulders of your dark suits. Let me be of assistance.
Quick, put them on their bikes and beam them into deep space.
Could this be the end of our elders? Would Starfleet really frown upon firing photon torpedoes at missionaries? Why was Dr. McCoy always hanging out on the bridge when he should have been in sickbay? Find out the answers to these and other questions on the next nerve-pinching episode of Space Elders!
From hell.
All right, so we got the X poll coming up as soon as we award Boner of the Day.
And it's brought to you in part by Bob's Burgers. No, really. At Harmon's, if you buy the pre-made They're called Bob Harmon's Burgers.
Well, speaking of burgers, it's also brought to you by Fat Jack's Burger Emporium, home of the Joseph Smith Fan Club, Mormon-approved burger, and the new secret boner burger with pepper jack, candied bacon, and chipotle ranch. The thing that dreams are made of, Fat Jack's in West Temple and 2nd South. That's not on the menu, so be sure to ask for it special.
Boner candidate number 1 was, you better find out a way to make this right, Chuck. This was Buckingham Palace saying, no, Ethiopia, we're not going to return the remains of a prince that was buried there long ago. We're not going to do that. Boner candidate number 2, sports builds parental character. This is yet another incident of a parent getting up and getting in a fight with a referee at a kid's basketball game again. And boner candidate number 3, I thought Donald Trump said this was good for you. This is the janitor that poured bleach and spit in a Pepsi can of a coworker at Dollar General. And I kind of surprised at the winner, but I don't know. I guess the idea is these are all worthy candidates and worthy of being boner of the day. And
Sure.
Number 2, sports builds parental character, is boner of the day.
Fair enough.
Deserved, I think. There you go. That's your boner of the day for today, 23rd of May, 2023. Now qualified to be boner of the week. That will be decided on Thursday when Dave the Flower Guy comes in here and just pronounces who is boner of the week. Thursday, because we're going to take an extra day. We won't be here on Friday is what I'm trying to say. Is the X-Poll sponsored?
Yes, the Stateroom presents Bringing You Live Music Memories. Coming up on May 30th at the Stateroom. Don't miss Caitlin Smith. Get tickets in the phone lineup at thestateroompresents.com.
All right, thank you. It is the X-Poll, where we need you to call in and participate. That's the whole point of the X-Poll. And the question today is, what's a weird little superstition you had or belief that you had when you were a kid? Tell us about that. 877-602-9696. We're trying to leave the religious stuff out.
Yeah.
The joke answers, right?
Yeah.
They're calling up, I used to believe in a thing called Lady Liberty.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
None of that.
Save it for the Facebook comments.
We
Yeah,
want stuff like, well, here's mine. I used to believe that little packets of soy sauce, how they made those was they'd put a Japanese beetle in there and they'd mash it up.
Specifically a Japanese beetle?
Yeah. It was a Japanese beetle that you would put in soy sauce, and that's how, and like they'd seal it up in the pack and then mush it up, and that's how they made soy sauce.
Okay.
And I always thought it was, because grasshoppers spew that black stuff.
Oh, you thought that's what it was?
I thought that's what it was, possibly. We do have some calls, 877-602-9696. Quite a few texts as well. So let's go to Cinda, first of all. Cinda, you want to start things off for us?
Hi. So this one's probably pretty common, but I think I was way too old to actually still believe in it. But when I was about 8 or 9, I believed my stuffed animal was alive.
Oh, no, that one's
kind
true.
of like, toys.
That one's
Yeah.
true. They come
Okay.
they come alive when you go to sleep. They wake up, or when you leave the room. They thought, I believe that one.
Right?
Was it a specific stuffed
all of
animal
Toy
or
Story.
all of them?
Yeah, which stuffed animal was it?
No, it was Zip. It was a stuffed monkey. And I went to sleep with it one night in the bed with me, and when I woke up, it was on my nightstand.
See?
So obviously, he was awake during the night.
Ooh.
Well, Cinda, that's
what we're looking for.
That's exactly
That's the kind of thing
what
we're
we
looking
need.
for, exactly.
Cinda.
So thank you, Cinda. Let's
You're welcome. Bye.
let's see.
We have a couple texts.
Yeah, quite a few. Go ahead.
I was absolutely convinced as a child that if you jumped into a firework, you would turn into a Power Ranger.
Into a firework?
Yeah, don't do that.
Like the ones that explode in
Yeah.
the sky, or just like,
No, like on the ground, I get, like a...
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. My older sister had me believing that Jared the Goblin King was real.
Oh. Yeah, a lot of these come from older siblings or cousins.
Yeah.
I wanted to believe that because I had a huge crush on him.
Let's go to Chelsea. Let's see. Chelsea. 877-602-9696.
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead, Chelsea. Go ahead.
So when I was little, I was running around the house, and my dad told me if I didn't settle down, that my heart was going to explode out of my chest. So, like all elementary school, I was afraid that my heart was going to explode if I got too revved up.
If you keep running around like that, you're going to die.
Yeah, I guess I won't run around anymore.
That's pretty intense.
It was intense.
All right.
But I was also very gullible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chelsea.
Parrots are brutal.
Tom in the chat room, I believed up until school that chocolate milk came from brown cows.
Oh, come
and
on, really?
White milk came from white cows. White and black and white cows.
Yeah.
There had to be a brown cow to get chocolate milk.
That's the only way.
Let's see. My mom had me and my sister believing that she had eyes in the back of her head. I think she still does.
All moms have eyes in the back of their head.
Yes, that is true.
Here's one. I've not heard this one. If you lie, a dragonfly will sew your mouth shut.
Ooh. No, I haven't heard that one.
Why a dragonfly?
Yeah, that's my next question.
Mm-hmm.
There's another person who's saying that we were convinced that dragonflies will sew your mouth shut.
I've never heard that.
I've not heard that one either.
Yeah. I can't think of a worse bug to sew your mouth shut, though. Those things are gross.
I would dissolve into tears anytime someone told me I had a skeleton inside my body.
No!
I was picturing a 12-inch skeleton running around inside my body.
He's helping.
I believe that green beans only came canned or frozen. They were never fresh.
There was a time you only got your vegetables out of a can.
That's true.
Unless you lived on a farm. That was where you got your vegetables.
See. I used to believe that there was a car in first place when driving around the city. And we were always trying to win the race.
Oh, that's kind of a fun thing to think.
Okay.
Oh, I think everybody had this one. If you ate watermelon seeds, then a watermelon would grow in your...
I didn't believe it, but also I didn't want to try. I was too scared to attempt.
Here's a good one. I believed that the only place I could get a ginger ale was on a plane. Until I was 16, because that was the only place that ever offered it. Oh, God, I love that one. Oh, that's my favorite one so far. Okay, let's see if you can outdo that one, folks.
Yeah.
That's a good one. 877-602-9696. We do have some people on hold, so hang on the line, and we'll get to you. The X poll, what's some weird belief that you had as a little kid? The only place you can get ginger ales on a plane. I love that. All right, traffic, Nick, please.
Traffic! Lots of slowage going on now. SR 201 near West Valley going eastbound is seeing some major issues. Vehicle on fire, it says here. Southbound I-15 near 2300 North. That is on the right shoulder. Obviously, try to avoid that if at all possible. That is causing some major delays if you're going southbound over there. I think I just mentioned that, but if you see anything else that I'm missing, 33986 is where you can report it. Don't miss the Mitten Dirch Mental Health and Awareness Festival happening this Saturday, May 27th at Ogden Amphitheater, featuring live music from Foreign Figures, Blind Love, and Future Ex-Boyfriend. Get your tickets at eventbrite.com.
All right. Again, the X poll, what's some weird belief that you had as a little kid? We'll continue it after these. 877-602-9696, KXRK Provo. Hoops Vision Correction. If you are looking at LASIK surgery, look no further than Hoops. Yes, they can take care of you. Hoops Vision has the fastest, most precise lasers in the U.S., and their doctors have done over 120,000 laser eye surgeries, more than anyone else in Utah. They have been doing it, I think, longer than just about anybody. I'll have to check on that, but it sure seems like it. They have that whole facility built specifically with LASIK surgery in mind. It safely treats nearsightedness, farsightedness, and astigmatism. So if you struggle to read the text on your phone or read a sign across the room, that's perfect time to be calling Hoops Vision. And only Hoops offers the lifetime See Clearly Guarantee and Assurance program, so you can have total confidence in your procedure. They offer a range of financing options to make LASIK affordable for almost any budget. So if you're looking at LASIK, look no further than Hoops for the best doctors, the best technology, the best patient care. Why go anywhere else? Schedule your VIP LASIK consultation today at 877-30-LASIK or just go to hoopsvision.com.
couple of animal things that I mentioned that briefly, that sugar glider. If you go to @RFHBill and on Twitter, there's a little video there. And I don't remember where I think I stumbled across it on Twitter. But sugar gliders are little tiny. They look like sort of like squirrels.
Monkeys?
Yeah, kind of monkeys. They have opposable thumbs. Little, and they're very small.
Also, they're like people.
They're very small. And they call them sugar gliders because, A, they love sugar, and B, they can glide through the air. They jump off of things, and they spread out they have this kind of flaps between their legs. They're like a flying squirrel. But this sugar glider is so cute because he's up on a little a stick, and there's a human down below whose hand is you can just see the human holding out a hand. And the sugar glider moves along the poles, spots the hand. It's obviously something that they've trained him to do. And he launches off the stick and lands on this person's hand. But the way, Rocky the Flying Squirrel, the way he lands on the person's hand is so cool because his little hands grasp onto the person's thumb, and as he hits, his eyes kind of close and then open up. Yeah. It's like, I made it. Well, it's just the coolest looking
I've
thing.
found 10 reasons why sugar gliders are not good pets.
I'll bet.
Okay, but find that little video. That's what you should do, rather than, I'm not going to get a sugar glider.
I'm just trying to dissuade you.
I'm not going to
get
get
enamored of the sugar glider.
No, I'm enamored of the video, not the sugar glider.
They require specialized care.
Yeah. You should have you have to have 2 of them as well because they're very social.
Most people can't offer enough space. You think, well, they're small little things.
They get depressed if they're alone.
Yep. Vets find it hard to treat them.
I'll bet.
There are some legal issues with owning them. They're expensive to purchase and care for.
They are also, I've read all of that, they are also very affectionate, though. I mean, the people who have them, they're very affectionate with the people that have them.
They're prone to injury and disease if they're not properly cared for. You can't leave them with someone else.
Because
they bond with you.
Oh, well, then forget it.
Yeah.
Also, and this is the worst one for me.
It's a commitment.
They're messy and smelly. So that's
what Lindsay in the chat room is saying. We had sugar gliders, not the best pets.
And then the other animal video I saw, you guys might have seen this today, the beluga whale. Did you see this?
Did not.
And apparently, it says, a beluga whale interacts with children. He's a scamp.
Well, what did he do?
This beluga whale, he's in the tank at the aquarium.
Yeah.
And he'll swim up, and the kids will be standing there looking in, and he'll swim up and look at him, and then he flips his tail so that water comes flying out over the top of the tank and drenches the kids. And it's gotten to the point where the kids know that this is going to happen.
It's coming.
Yeah.
And they go stand there on purpose.
Yeah. And and the whale is obviously just so pleased with himself doing it.
He's a prankster.
Yeah. He's obviously having a great time doing it. And
Katie just retweeted that on our Radio from Hell Twitter.
The beluga whale?
No, the sugar gliders. So.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch him fly onto that person's hand.
All right. Before we get to the X poll, just a reminder, coming up is Beat Gina.
Yes.
It's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom trivia.
Oh.
Coming up. Stand by for that. And coming up at 8:45, live COVID testing directly from my basement.
Wow.
Yes, I'm going to take a COVID test live right here on the radio. But right now, the X... Very exciting stuff. The X poll, you're going to get to see me swab if you're tuning in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's reason enough to tune in right there. The X poll continues. Brought to you by anybody?
Brought to you by Excel Automotive Repair, commuter vehicle repair specialists. Asian and small domestic vehicles, dealership quality service at independent shop rates, located at 33rd South and 290 East. To make an appointment, visit excelautomotiverepair.com.
The X poll, very simple question. What's some weird belief that you had when you were a little kid? And here's a couple of really good examples. All right. My friend in elementary school had me utterly convinced that Pee Wee Herman lived in his shed. That's a good comment. Here's another one. When I was about 6 years old, my grandfather was cooking us breakfast. He was cooking bacon. And when you're cooking raw bacon at high heat, it sometimes moves and wiggles a little. He convinced me that the bacon was still alive. And it terrified me. Hop to a week later, my mom is cooking me bacon, and I'm lecturing about why she shouldn't be cooking the pig alive. Oh, God.
I'm glad other people's families were jerks, though. Because
Yes.
I'm remembering growing up, I don't know how I forgot this, my father convinced me that convinced me that there was this killer clown on the loose.
Oh, that's horrible.
Named Succubus, who would steal children's bones and wear them around his neck.
Was he trying to scare you into not doing something?
Of course.
Okay.
And I just don't... I remember walking around in a daze as a child thinking, like, how can you care about the economy? There's a clown stealing children's bones!
All right, let's go to Brandy on the phone.
Hi,
Brandy,
Brandy.
hi.
Hi. We convinced my kids to stop. How we convinced them to stop swallowing their bubblegum. We told them that every time they'd fart, a bubble would come out their butt.
That's
It
a
was
reason
funny.
to do it.
I was going to say, that's kind of fun.
I would love that. Did that work, Brandy?
Thanks. I'm off today, and we're getting ready to go camping, and we did find one of my kids trying to stand on the tub and look in the mirror.
Yeah.
To see if, yeah.
Well, take some bubble gum. All right.
Thanks,
Brandy.
Right. Thank you.
Let's go to Ed. Hello, Ed. Are you there?
Yeah, this is Ed.
Hi, Ed. What's the weird belief you had as a little kid?
I used to believe that the only way you got anything was if you stole it, because my dad got a new lawnmower, and I go, Dad, where'd you get the lawnmower? And he said, I stole it.
So you thought everything
And then-
came?
Everything.
Kind of like a little 3-year-old kid. And then when the freeway first went through, I thought you could go as fast as you could because it was a freeway. And I went, Dad, go faster, faster.
Because it's free.
Yeah.
It's freeway. Go
Your
fast
dad
as
didn't
you
actually.
want.
He didn't actually steal the lawnmower, did he? I mean.
No.
Okay. All right.
Smart Alec.
All right. Thank you, Ed. Let's go to Michael. Hello, Michael. Go ahead.
Oh.
Sorry, Mike. Let's see. Here's some more text that came in. My dad used to tell me that if I spent too much time on the toilet, that a snake would come up and enter my body.
Terrible thing.
Therefore, unless I immediately have to go potty, don't sit right on the toilet. I'm now 31, about to be 32, and I still do not use the restroom unless I absolutely have to.
Oh, your parents ruined you. This one, I was told as a kid by my brother that buffalo wings came from buffalo, which, why wouldn't you think that?
Makes sense.
That's why they're called buffalo wings.
Let's go to Arlen on the phone. Hello, Arlen.
Hello.
Hi, Arlen. Go ahead.
So, I thought.
Arlen?
There you
Sorry.
go.
Sorry. In grade school, I thought that the bus driver couldn't possibly know how to get to the field trip.
and I was trying to determine how I knew that without a map.
Okay.
And when I saw the turn signals on the dash, I thought, oh, the bus is telling us where to go.
The bus is very smart bus.
Sentient bus.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, they basically are, but...
Right. Well, it was years before my time.
All right. Thanks, Arlen.
Thanks, Arlen.
Here's some more. Oil spots in the roads after rain were dead rainbows.
That's a horrible thing to
That's depressing.
Wow, that is
Dead
dark, isn't it?
rainbows?
That's my new metal band name.
I believe the words underwear, bra, or panty/panties, or anything related, were bad words.
Mm-hmm.
Someone says, I believe that spaghetti grew on a tree, and I wanted that tree so badly.
I used to think cartoons were documentaries from other planets sent to us from the aliens so that we could get to know them better.
I believe that cars ran on water because my dad filled it with a hose at the gas station until the day I filled his car with the garden hose.
Oh.
Sure, he loved that.
Not bad.
I remember as a kid, I misheard it initially, and for years I thought it was a sin to masturbate, like to take a bath.
Oh.
That was just a little too indulgent, right?
Take a bath. You shower in this house.
Yeah,
No baths.
No baths.
Is it Amy on the phone? I think we have Amy, right? Let's. Oh, Mike. I'm sorry. No, that's completely different. Mike, go ahead.
Hi. My kids growing up would say all the time, if you step on a crack, you'll break your mom's back.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's a classic.
I got one more.
Yeah.
If you do cross eyes all the time, that could lead to a permanent condition.
Yeah,
especially if someone slaps you on the back. That's
exactly.
When that,
Exactly.
Oh?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I didn't hear that second part ever.
Yes. Thanks, Mike. Let's see. I wouldn't flush the toilet because I thought I might get sucked into it. Let's go to Mitch. Hi, Mitch.
Hey, guys. So the one thing my parents would tell me, especially my dad's, like, if you sit in front of the TV, your vision will go bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was 10 years old, I got glasses. And he's like, see, told you.
Oh, I warned you.
All right, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Here's a good one. I love this one. When I was a kid, I thought grandparents were randomly assigned old people so that they wouldn't be alone during the holidays. It was like some kind of charity, apparently.
At some age, you're forced to go down to some facility where they give you an assignment.
Assigned grandparents.
Boy, between that one and the ginger ale are my two favorites. Let's see. Is it Brian? Let's go to Brian.
Yes.
Hi, Brian. Go ahead.
Hey, so when I was a kid, I was visiting my grandparents and woke up in the middle of the night and heard a bunch of snoring. And I believed that only vampires snored, so I was convinced that in the middle of the night, a vampire had snuck in the house, pulled my grandpa out of bed, and either shoved him in the closet or under the bed, and was sleeping in bed with my grandma.
Oh, that's freaky.
An adulterer vampire.
Kind of like that.
I know. Well, and the weird thing is, how would a vampire get in the house during the, without being invited? And why is he sleeping in the night?
These are good questions.
Yeah, like catching people. But I was a kid. I didn't know vampires. And why wasn't it a werewolf making that kind of noise?
These are good questions.
All right, thanks. Let's see. I told my little sister that tortillas grew on trees and the spots were burns from the sun.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, I used to believe this one. Somebody
Yeah.
says, when I was younger, I believed that earwigs would crawl into your ears while you sleep.
Yeah.
I used to think that.
I believe that one, too. Let's go to Megan, then I got a couple more texts, and we'll wrap it up. Megan, quickly, go ahead.
Hey, so I was 10, and my mom had taken me to see Jurassic Park. It was like the first scary movie I had seen, and it made an impact. I was very terrified, was in my shirt like the whole movie. And so like a couple weeks later, I don't know, just to add salt to the wound maybe, my mom was like, hey, I just saw on the news they're producing dinosaurs in Idaho.
Oh.
And I was just freaked out. So I've had nightmares about raptors and T-Rexes all these years, like years and years.
Yeah, the Bible
Even though I
scientists
know
in
that's not
Idaho
happening.
are trying to revive
Yes, they are.
dinosaurs.
Because what could go
Right?
wrong?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. I thought fish sticks were fish dicks. Good Lord.
Okay.
Why is everyone eating fish dicks? And I thought bands were set up on a rotating stage inside a radio station, and they were just really fast at setting up for the next song.
Oh, in the old days, that is how that worked.
That is how, yeah, exactly. And, of course, I've received I don't know how many about hairy palms.
I saw those come through. That was the first time I'd heard of it.
You'd never heard of that?
No, never.
Oh, okay. Well, this has been a fine X-Poll,
It
folks.
has, yes.
And there's a ton of them that we didn't get to on text, so let's put this on our Facebook page.
You can add your comments there.
Yeah, you can do it there. Boy, just a ton of these on text. Wow, thank you so much. Traffic, please.
Traffic. I mean, the major incident right now is that vehicle on fire near 2300 North, kind of over by the refineries. If you're driving southbound, you will see it, and it will affect your commute. It's not my job to figure out where you're going to go from there, though. If you see any other issues going on across the valley, feel free to share them if you can safely do so. 33986 is where you can share that. All brought to you by Start Your Summer with the Utah Arts Festival, June 23rd through the 25th. Browse and buy art, enjoy delicious cuisine, and listen to live music. Now it's easier than ever to get to the festival with online ticketing, a bike lot, and free UTA fare with your festival ticket. Get tickets at uaf.org.
All right, Beat Gina. It's time to play. 877-602-9696. We have some messages and a song, and then we'll play Beat Gina, so you decide when to call in. What is the prize today?
Smash Mouth tickets, and they're coming to town this Saturday, May 27th, so make sure that you can go to that.
Mm-hmm. And if you can't go, win them and give them to somebody.
Sure.
You know, you can repurpose these.
Win them and give them.
Yeah, 877-602-9696. It's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom trivia for Beat Gina coming up in just a bit. Stand by. Vobev.com/career fair. That is the website we'd like you to go to. With the right people on their team, Vobev know that they can achieve extraordinary results. They manufacture cans. They do canning out there. It's the first place in North America where they do from start to finish the process.
Oh, I didn't realize that's what.
Yeah, and this is your chance. So they are hosting a job fair on June 2nd from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. to find some qualified candidates responsible for the safe and efficient operation of moderately complex computer-operated high-speed machinery. If you are technically inclined, detail-oriented, willing to learn and work collaboratively with others on their night shift, that's 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., on a 2-2-3 rotation with every other weekend off, this might just work for you, I think. Vobev offers a competitive benefit package, including medical, dental, vision, disability, life insurance, and 401k, PTO, holidays, and night shift differential, base plus $2 per hour. Certainly worth looking into. So go see them June 2nd at Vobev to learn more about this opportunity. June 2nd from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. or go to vobev.com/career fair.
It's Veterans Day.
Yeah, it is.
And
Liquor stores are closed.
They are. And my sailor boy son Festus, he's a corpsman in the Navy. He's stationed in Jacksonville, Florida. And he sent a letter addressed to friends of the Radio from Hell show.
Now, Gina tweeted this, but Katie, if we could put it on our Facebook page, that would be good, and you can leave comments there.
And if you want to see a picture of Festus, there's one up at x96.com/live.
What?
Letter reads.
I can't see him. Where? Oh, it's icy. He's wearing camouflage.
It says, Dear friends of the Radio from Hell show, as I write this, it's Veterans Day Eve. The men and women of our armed forces are nestled snugly in their camouflage pajamas, and Santa Biden's preparing to deliver plentiful gifts of protein powder and ammunition. As I lay here, I can't help but reflect on how grateful I am to be part of such a fraternity. Free health care and 10% off at Buffalo Wild Wings. It's a dream come true. On a serious note, to all my fellow soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, past and present, I do want to express my sincere gratitude. Since joining the Navy in July of 2020, I've realized what a privilege it is to serve our country. I've met so many amazing, selfless people, people who've dreamed of being in the military from a very young age, people who joined to make a better life for their families, and people who joined just because they had nowhere else to go. For anyone who's lost or unsure of what they want to do, the military provides young men and women with structure and guidance it's hard to find elsewhere. I'm incredibly thankful for the people I work with for teaching me so much, all of my leadership for guiding me along the way, and my older brother Jeremy for inspiring me to take this path. I want to thank everyone back home as well, all of my friends and family that continue to reach out to me, as well as all you listeners of the show. Despite Florida being sunny and 85 degrees in November, I can't help but be jealous of all of you driving to work now in the snow and seeing the sunrise over the mountains. Florida is flat as hell, man.
Yeah. There are no rocks in Florida either.
Yeah. Anyway, I better go leave my boots by the door and get to bed. Santa Biden only comes if you're sleeping. Don't forget to remain seated and be nice to my mama while I'm gone. Foreman Festus.
Well, nice.
I remember being in Florida, and you know how they put gravel on the roads here they use shells, little seashells.
Oh, really?
Piles of little seashells. And I thought, why do they do that? And somebody said, there aren't any rocks here.
That's what they have.
We ain't got no gravel.
No rocks.
Well, why is Ron DeSantis not doing something about that?
Get rocks to Florida.
And I was worried about the hurricane, Nicole, because there's always a hurricane headed and he said, no, it was fine.
Everything was fine.
Did it rain?
Fine. It rained. Yeah. He said they closed the base, and I stayed home and played Call of Duty all weekend.
Well,
so
life is good in the Navy.
Yeah. I think maybe I should join.
Yeah.
Is he heading back to town?
He's coming home for Christmas, not for Thanksgiving.
All right.
I'm sad I won't see him for Thanksgiving. I think I'm going to send him, your wife told me to go on Goldbelly, and I can send him Thanksgiving.
Yes,
I mean, I'm sure they do one there.
Send him a turducken.
Ooh.
I'm sure they do a Thanksgiving dinner, but the whole point of Thanksgiving is to have some leftovers, and when you don't,
Would he eat a turducken?
Probably not.
Why?
Because he's as picky as she is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yes.
You wouldn't eat a turducken?
No.
Well, it's just turkey, duck, and chicken.
No.
You'll eat turkey.
Yeah.
You'll eat chicken.
Yeah. Duck, I don't know.
It's the same.
You know how I don't like foods touching, and that's what a turducken is foods touching. Katie agrees with
Yes,
that.
a turducken is one giant.
Oh, well, Katie agreed.
Yeah, a turducken is one giant lunch tray you used to have at school. It just,
No, like when Carrie's wife, when Mama Sue used to watch Festus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
She was very frustrated by his eating habits.
Yeah. He's the worst.
I think probably in the Navy he has had to get a little better about
Listen,
that.
if he'll eat that, what do they call MRIs or MREs?
Yeah.
If he'll eat those MREs, he can certainly have crab or something. I don't know what it is that he won't eat. I'm just thinking of stuff you won't eat.
Nothing from the sea.
Nothing from the sea.
I will eat nothing from the sea.
I mean, I'll take him to sushi when he's here. How about that?
He'll actually eat sushi now.
No, but I'll order.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I'm not a big sushi lover. My family likes it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sushi that they cook. That they'll deep fry a lot of rolls.
Well, like if you go to Kyoto, they have the X96 roll there.
I'll eat that.
And it's a deep fried roll.
Yeah.
All right. So what we do is Sue and I will take him to lunch for sushi while he's here.
Okay.
And she will order for him, and he will have to eat, or
do
we're
it.
not leaving until you eat.
It'll It'll be just like old times.
It'll be just like babysitting. All right, this has been...
Hello, Sailor Boy!
English Beats, Mirror in the Bathroom, because on this day in 1980, wow, the Beat released I Just Can't Stop It, featuring that song, Mirror in the Bathroom. All right, is this a sponsored game show?
Yes, Platinum Toys. Escape the world in an immersive galleria of nostalgia. Go back in time and reconnect with youthful version of your soul at Platinum Toys. Visit their stores in Provo or downtown Salt Lake, and follow Platinum Toys Utah on social media.
The downtown store is very cool. Very cool. Go in and check it out.
Oh, boy, howdy! It's Nickiola, an up-and-coming announcer who's trying to fill the deli meat scented shoes of my uncle Johnny Ola on today's Beat Gina. Brought to you by Soccer Boppers. Hey, kiddos, do your parents and or legal guardians frown at the idea of bare-knuckle boxing? Those same fun-hating adults will smile and nod their heads in approval as you and your friends playfully beat each other senseless with the tender padding of only air provided by Mother Nature herself. Soccer Boppers! And now, bopping his way to the main stage, our host, Carrie Jackson.
Thank you, Nickiola. I had Soccer Boppers.
Did you?
Yes. I don't know why Santa gave them to me. He must have hated me.
You didn't ask for Soccer Boppers?
I did not ask for Soccer Boppers.
I have some stuck on my hands right now.
The randomizer has chosen the contestant you'll be playing against. Gina, it looks like Tiffany is here.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Do we have another contestant?
Maybe. Oh,
What happened to Tiffany? Good heavens. Let's go to Blake. Blake, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Blake, you ready to play Beat Gina?
Yeah,
we're gonna tell you what, Blake. You're gonna get those Smash Mouth tickets if you can defeat Gina at our trivia game today. But I think you might need a little help. I made these questions a little bit more difficult, so we're going to bring Mark from the Advocates in, and he's going to help you out.
Because that's what they do at the Advocates. They help you out in other things.
So,
gonna try and help him out on the game.
All right. So let's toss a coin to see who goes first. Call it heads or tails. It will give you an advantage in the game. Go ahead.
Tails.
Tails. Coin toss app says tails. Gina Barberi.
Oh.
All right.
So not only do you get help from Mark Stewart from the Advocates, you also get help of the coin toss. I have no chance here at all.
All right.
All right. So the first question is for you exclusively to answer. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, I'll turn the question over to Gina and let her answer it and steal your point away. We'll go back and forth until one of you gets 3 points. So remind me of your name. What's your name again? I'm sorry. I'm going to write this down.
Blake.
Blake. Thank you, Blake. All right. All right, then, Mark. Also listen. First question. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom trivia, because it was released on this day some years ago. First question. What was the original working title for Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? You know, before they get released and promoted and all that, they have a different title sometimes. Was it 1, Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye? 2, Indiana Jones and... You know this movie's a prequel, right? 3, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Problematic Racism. Or 4, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Death. What do you think, you two?
I was all set for A, but maybe the last one.
What do you think, Mark? You want to help?
Yeah, I would say the last one.
Temple of Death is correct.
Oh, okay.
And that's 1 for Blake.
All right.
My turn now,
Nice.
Nikki?
It is now Gina's turn.
Yes, you got it.
All right, Gina. George Lucas's idea for Indy's sidekick in this movie was disliked by Steven Spielberg. What was George's original idea for a sidekick? Not Short Round, but someone else.
Okay.
Was it 1, 2 funny robots? Was it 2, a virginal young princess? Was it 3, a CGI animated infant car seat full of hot dogs?
Yes.
Or 4, Satipo, give me the idol, I throw you the whip, Alfred Molina, bringing him back.
Oh. A virginal princess.
Virginal princess is correct, yes.
Oh, howdy. That's 1-1.
All right. Next question is for Blake and Mark. What is the name of the nightclub that appears during the opening scene? Is it 1, Club Obi-Wan, 2, Olga's Cantina, 3, Archie Bunker's Place, or 4, Crew, C-R-U?
I think it's Crew.
Blake, do you think
Yeah,
Crew, Mark?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Crew.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
And now swooping in to take it for herself is Gina, stealing the point.
What were they again?
1, Club Obi-Wan, 2, Olga's Cantina, or 3, Archie Bunker's Place.
The I don't know. 2?
Olga's Cantina?
Yeah.
No, I'm terribly sorry. That's the bar in Star Wars Land at
I thought
Disneyland.
that, yeah.
It's Club Obi-Wan.
It really is?
It
Why
really
would they
is.
do that?
Because
Why
they
do
want to
that?
They want to wink at you. That's why.
Well, nobody gets it.
Okay.
So Gina's up next.
All right.
All right, Gina.
Mm-hmm.
Kate Capshaw really had over 2,000 bugs on her during the bug chamber sequence. Those were real bugs. What did Kate Capshaw do to cope with her? What did she do to cope with her fear of bugs?
Okay.
Was it 1, 2 bags of grass, 75 pellets of mescaline, 5 sheets of high-power blotter acid, a salt shaker half full of cocaine, and a whole galaxy of multicolored uppers, downers, laughers, and screamers, also a quart of tequila, a quart of rum, a case of beer, a pint of raw ether, and 2 dozen amyls? Was it 2, she called her mommy between takes? Was it 3, sedatives? Or 4, she punched Spielberg in the nards before every take?
Sedatives?
Sedatives.
Oh, my goodness. And Gina is leading the pack with 2-1.
And I didn't have the coin flip or Mark Stewart from The Advocate.
Wow. All right. Blake, here's your question. 3 of the main characters in this movie are named after dogs. What character isn't named after a dog? Is it 1, Indiana, 2, Short Round, 3, Willie, or 4, Airport Tourist Number 2?
I'm going to go with 4, the Airport Tourist.
Mark, you think so?
Yeah, I think that sounds like the right one.
That is correct, yes.
Look at that. 2-2. It's really heating up.
Ooh.
All right, Gina.
Okay.
The chilled monkey brains were made from what? Is it 1, chilled raspberry custard, 2, raspberry jello, 3, oh no, dude, those were real monkey brains. Google it. Do your own research. Or 4, strawberry short kook otter pops.
1.
Yes, chilled raspberry custard.
And just like that, after being surrounded on all sides by enemies, Gina takes the lead for herself, securing the victory on today's Beat Gina.
Oh, well, I relish my victory.
Gina, I'm going to get you one of these days.
I'll get you. We're going to send Blake away with tickets anyway because I'm just that sort of person.
Well, and Gina can't use them.
No, I can't.
All right.
But so hang on the line, Blake. We'll get some information from you. Mark, do you have any parting words for us?
Yeah, just a reminder to the listeners, if they're ever in an accident, make sure to give us a call over at the Advocates. They don't pay us anything. We only get paid if we're able to get them a settlement. Let us take care of the insurance companies and help them out. We've helped your listeners over the years, and we've enjoyed it, and we'd be happy to help anybody again.
All right. Thanks you guys.
I gotta go find a big pin to pop these soccer boppa. I can't talk.
But you're an announcer. That's what you're paid to do.
He's learning.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
He's learning.
We have time for a short newscast.
Oh, okay.
Brought to you by
Gracie's is open daily for lunch and dinner and brunch on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Enjoy delicious food and drinks and watch your favorite sports in high definition. Gracie's is at the corner of 3rd South and West Temple. Adults only.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder about CBD for your pets.
Yes.
CBD is growing more popular in the pet market, but is it safe? A brand new study is shedding more light. The study, which has been submitted for peer review, is a collaboration between the National Animal Supplement Council and a research group in Canada. In a nutshell, the findings are positive. Have you any of you used CBD for your pets?
Vax, actually, I use a CBD like paw balm for him because he likes to slide on gravel and stuff, and it cuts up his paws.
Mm-hmm.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, my parents have a very nervous German Shepherd that they gave it to, and she was just nervous, but still.
Yeah, there's some CBD like calming treats you can get, and I have those for Lucy because she gets scared with fireworks, with thunder, things like that, and it really helps.
And we tried some, and they didn't do anything. Didn't do a thing.
Results showed that the cannabinoids were well tolerated with healthy male and female dogs dosed for 90 consecutive days. Upon completion, all the animals reported to have no serious adverse effects during the study. So I guess that means it's safe. If it works for your pet, great. If not, well, that's not great, I guess.
Yeah.
News broke earlier this year that HBO's Succession would be ending with its 4th season. I know Nick has watched the latest episode, Carrie and I have not, so there's no spoilers here.
But
But
watch it today, yeah.
loyal fans of the show know this means the supersized series finale airing in just 6 days. That's it. A new interview with Kieran Culkin, who plays Roman Roy on the show. Fans are getting just the tiniest glimmer of hope that maybe there could be a 5th season of the show.
No, it's not happening.
During an interview with Vanity Fair, the interviewer noted that they were hoping the show would continue on. Kieran responded, quote, Succession's creator Jesse Armstrong described to me a whole season before we shot. I asked him one question, and when he answered it, he said, well, that sort of sounds like the end of the show. And he said, yeah, it does. But then he threw up some different ideas for a season 5 that he claimed were just off the top of his head. He said, I'm just speaking my mind here, but those all sound really awesome. Kieran asked if he would share what those ideas were, and he said, well, no, because it would spoil the end of the show if I tell you what it is.
And
I think he really wants it to continue, but
of course, it's
But
fantastic.
again, this is a news story only because some interviewer said, would you do? And he said, sure. That's not how shows get made.
No.
Yeah. We need to stop fighting for sequels and rehashes. And Succession is, honest to God, maybe my favorite show
It's
that I've
great.
watched in quite some time. And, I mean, it's the thing that everybody's talking about right now, so we'll see how I feel in a year or two. But, like, let shows end. Let them end. Like,
I mean,
we'll
and-
get
and
another
the-
Game of Thrones
Yeah.
if you keep fighting for this.
And the thing about this show is, and it's the same with Barry, both great shows, but nobody's the hero here.
No.
All right,
No.
In either of these shows, nobody is a good person.
I will not be sad to see any of them go.
Exactly.
I
You
saw
don't root for any of them. Just like Rick and Morty, you don't root for Rick. He's not the good guy.
Yeah, I saw somebody making fun of their friend on Twitter, saying, like, who should I root for on Succession?
Nobody.
Nobody. They're all terrible. That's why it's a great show.
You're rooting for society, which seems to be... Well, never mind. That's a whole nother show. All right, sports weather traffic.
Sports. Well, it happened again. Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher Zach Gallen's pregame warm-up routine took a bizarre turn on Wednesday as he hit a passing bird while throwing a curveball during warm-ups for a road game against the Oakland Athletics. The bird did not survive, to nobody's surprise, but if you want to stomach the video, it's him throwing it and then just a puff of feathers.
Feathers.
Well, there you go. That's your fun sports for the day. Checking out weather. We are going to get some rainstorms here in a couple of hours, blowing out more of the gunk from the fires going up in Canada, and then it's sunshine the rest of the week, meaning the gunk from the fires in Canada are going to come back. Enjoy that while you can up until this Memorial Day weekend. Taking a peek at traffic itself, still major issues being caused by what was the vehicle on fire southbound I-15 near 2300 North. And now that is just a car that was on fire, but is still causing major delays there. I'm seeing traffic backed up all the way until Bountiful over there, taking a gander at I-215, major slowage northbound / eastbound near Parley's. Some slowage eastbound SR-201 near West Valley. If you see anything I'm not reporting on, feel free to say something about it. 33986 is where you can report that.
All right, so we're going to take another break, and right after these messages, tune in to x96.com/live.
If you dare.
If you dare. Live COVID testing happening. Yes, you're going to see me swab.
Wow.
And then you're going to see me sob because I predict I will test positive yet again.
You feel fine.
I feel great. Anyway.
We'll see.
All right. All that and more coming up. Ranlife.com/X96. Ranlife Home Loans, your one-stop shop for all of your mortgage needs. Now, Bill has been using Ranlife for a number of years. And in those times, because my desk is right next to his, I've overheard conversations and I've seen them bring paperwork right to him. And it's not just because he's Bill Allred. They go out of their way to make it easy for you.
Well, they're local. You're
that's
not dealing with a national company that can't bring you paperwork to work to sign.
They are local. They are concerned about and interested in what's happening all around us. So now is a great time to purchase a home, especially as a first-time home buyer. Ranlife offers loan programs for first-time home buyers that help with a down payment while making sure that you get the best interest rate possible to keep your mortgage low. So visit ranlife.com/X96 to learn more about how Ranlife can help you turn your dream into an address. I like that. Again, that's ranlife.com/X96.
Do you need your wisdom teeth removed?
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Well, it's lots of words today. As the following scene plays out, you're going to hear lots of ways of Utah speaking, too many to mention here. Without further ado, I give you the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle.
Hello, I'm the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle. I'm here with Mona Community Notes.
Daddy, I've been working on my Mona Civil War reenactment. Can I read this?
Denver, this is important city business.
But please, Daddy.
Oh, all right, then. Let's hear it.
My dearest Daddy, I write to you without hope that I may see the morrow. The battle to free Mona from our brutal overlords, the Nephi City Council. The shelling is constant and endless. The Nephites have taken the high ground atop the Texaco outhouses, and their cannon ring out with constant destruction. As we moved on from victory at the Battle of the Chevron Station, our hopes were high as the Nephites appeared to lack sufficient supplies for a long battle. Alas, with a resupply to the Burger King from the Nephites, such hopes were quickly dashed. The enemy continues to dig in a position at the Flying J. The trucker showers running constantly. The enemy soldiers fight clean and refreshed. We have had naught to eat for days but Frito pie with Wolf brand chili from the Chevron. Our supply of stale bread and old deli meat from the subway dumpster running out 2 days ago. Our only hope is for reinforcements from Salem in the next days, or we shall be overrun and lose our position. Daddy, my love for you and for my beloved town of Mona, Utah, knows no bounds. Should I survive this ordeal, I cannot wait to share the joy of a rope swing and a swim at the Burston Ponds. Though our position is in peril, I and my company of Monanites will give you all and give you our all to the cause. Excuse me, I gotta erase that. Mona City will be free. Please pray for us, Daddy. Your beloved son, Denver Criddle.
Folks, I love my boy. He has a real strong imagination. Denver, I think maybe it's time you started up with that counselor again. You like Dr. Dinklage, don't you?
Oh, I do, Daddy. She's so nice. But didn't she say that there was no point in me coming back?
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
At 33986.
All right, 8:49. Go to x96.com/live.
Yes.
As we begin the pain.
Can I sponsor the pain?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Join an adventure of a lifetime and discover a long-lost blue whale pod in a remote corner of the ocean where no scientists or film crews have explored before. Blue Whales 3D opens May 26th at Clark Planetarium. Visit clarkplanetarium.org for show times.
All right. There's the first nostril.
Yeah.
And now the second.
Or make sure you get all sides.
All in there.
Get it in there.
Yeah. Ugh. That went too far.
Have you ever had one of the tests where they go all, like at the emergency room or at a clinic
Yeah.
or something, where they go all the way back?
I remember the days when you would have to wait in a car line in some library parking lot.
Okay, now the swab into the fluid. Whatever that magic fluid is. And we swirl it around for a while.
Yep.
What will Kerry do if the world runs out of tests before he gets a negative result? People still think this is, COVID's over, all right?
No.
I'm here to remind you it's not.
And you've had this for 2 weeks now?
Yes. I think we're up to 15 days now.
Well, being a part of the liberal elite, the adrenochrome can only help so much, Kerry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've called for more adrenochrome, and my Hollywood specialist can't get it to me because.
Well, you're not a big enough celebrity.
Yeah.
I'm not a big enough
The top-tier celebrities get it first.
They don't stock it at the snack station
No.
just outside of our cantina.
So now you're
They
putting the
should.
drops
Okay,
into
the drops go into the test, and now we wait.
Now, the last few times you've tested, how quickly does that line appear?
It usually appears within 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And that's what Dr. Cobble was saying, is that, you usually know right away, because it says on the instructions to wait 15 minutes. And, now don't get my hopes up.
Oh.
I'm not seeing.
Oh?
Okay, I'm going to wait.
Okay.
We're going to wait.
No,
We're
no,
going to
no.
wait.
Don't jinx it.
Now, I'm on the CDC website.
Okay.
Says, after a positive test result, you may continue to test positive for some time. Some
Yes.
tests may continue to show a positive result for up to 90 days. That's what the
That's
CDC
that's what somebody was telling me, is that I could be testing positive forever,
Even though you feel fine.
I just worry about passing it on to someone else.
Yes.
That's the only reason I'm concerned.
Which is nice of you. Thank you.
Because, I should be there in the studio. I should be helping out. So we'll just sit here and wait.
We're lucky that we have the technology to be able to have you be at home and be on the show.
Yes, as a matter of fact. Oh, my goodness.
You think? Maybe?
I don't want to get my hopes up.
Okay.
I don't want to get my hopes up while we wait.
Those tests are quick. I remember last time I tested, it took about 15 minutes for it to go all the way through. But
Well, that's what they said. And then, like I said, Dr. Cobble said that he says you'll know within a few minutes. You don't have to wait the whole 15.
Okay.
I went, okay, fine.
It would be nice to have you back in person, because tomorrow is my last day in person, because I'm leaving after the show to go to Jacksonville to take care of my sailor that broke his leg and needs help. And then I'm taking equipment with me to broadcast from Jacksonville, but it would be nice if Carrie could be in studio while I'm doing that, so Katie doesn't have to try to juggle us all from home again. I mean, we've done it before, but
Right.
it'd be nice to not have to do it again.
And I'm just happy that Nick got his Adderall.
Yes. Yes. You are all very blessed that you did not get an unmedicated Nick Davis this morning.
The Adderall shortage is real.
It is real. And if you can get it, God bless you, but I got to keep my resource safe.
When I went to the pharmacy to get my wife's Paxlovid, the guy in front of me was talking about how it was, impossible to get his Adderall, and the pharmacist is like, yeah, sorry.
It's been months.
I can't even switch my pharmacy with my parents moving out of state. I can't even switch my pharmacy because the same company won't take me as an existing client because they can't get the Adderall.
See, that's crazy. I could see maybe not being able to switch
Same
companies,
stores,
but
same company, just closer to my house. So now I have to drive out to Draper continuously to get my prescriptions.
And that's just ridiculous.
Yep.
Now, this is the greatest healthcare system in the world, says Mr. Hannity. Yeah.
I think the interesting thing about Nick is that you haven't been taking Adderall your whole life, right? It's a fairly
only
recent,
like year and a half, 2 years. Yeah.
Because usually that's something that starts when you're Katie, I assume you started when you were a kid.
I've been taking it for years.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I started in middle school.
But I'm not going to get in the whole story. I've talked about this on air before, but I just lived with a bunch of people who also had it growing up, and relative to them, I was fine. But it took living with my wife to get dangling keys in front of my face of, hey, you need to get this solved.
And it worked for you. You were...
I can't go back.
Yeah.
Completely different experience. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't really know that what you're doing something is problematic until you're like living with someone like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you begin to notice, oh, this is a behavior that is not good.
Right.
You know.
Okay, Carrie, where we're at.
Well, I don't know if you can see that.
What is? I see a single line, but what does the single line
That's
mean?
what I mean. Is that the single
I think you
line
might
means
be good, Carrie.
means negative. I mean, you're that you're not testing positive because there's no little line by the T. That's where the thing is. So it says that
I think you might be able to rejoin society, Carrie.
I might be able to.
I think you're good.
I mean,
obviously
I'll take
it's
another
your discretion, but
I mean, I'll take another test later just to make sure that it's not a false, negative.
Right.
But so far, because the last time I took it, that T line was really bold. It was bold and pink.
It looks negative to me.
That's what I would think. It looks negative, but there you go. All right.
Applause.
I will.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you. God. Ugh.
This has been an ordeal. I'm sorry.
Well, and it's like I said, I've been feeling fine. It's just depressing.
Well, but you've been doing the responsible thing by staying home, and
now
I appreciate that.
From the next room, Sue was telling me I have to wait the full 15 minutes.
Okay,
and all that. Here's a text. He may be able to rejoin society, but does he want to?
That's a whole separate question.
That's another question. Let's see. The single line is the control line to say you did the test right. Yeah, that's the C line. Yeah. So the control line says that I did the test right. So, like I said, I'll take another one later just to make sure. But unless you hear differently, I'll be in studio tomorrow.
Very nice. It'll be good to see you.
And I'll bring all this precious broadcast equipment back.
It's made of gold. It is all made of gold.
It is solid gold, and it will sit in the back room forever.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I just joined the stream. Is that a pregnancy stick or a COVID stick? Well, you decide.
Carrie's not pregnant, so he can come back to work. That is also true.
Because if I was pregnant, I sure as hell wouldn't be at work. I would be on television. I would be
on television.
I would be famous. I would be totally famous. They'd make a movie about me.
Springer passed, so you don't have that opportunity anymore.
That's true. That's true. All right. Thank you very much, you all. Appreciate it. Traffic, Nick, please.
Traffic, major slowage still continuing near 2300 north by the refineries after that vehicle that was on fire and is now not on fire is still a smoldering mess on the right shoulder. Expect some slowage over there. I'm also seeing it near the Spaghetti Bowl north of Fashion Place, but all green outside of that. If you see something, you could say something, but this is my last batch of traffic, so why bother?
All right. There we go. We will take a break. We will be back. We have a message and a song. And right after that, it's the Boner Recap, your chance to win a fabulous prize. All you'll have to do is to tell us who won the boner this morning. And it was it may be a little tricky, so hopefully you were listening. If not, you can guess. Go ahead. It's all entirely up to you. 877-602-9696. What is our fabulous prize for this?
Our fabulous prize is exactly that. Duran tickets with special guest Bastille.
Duran. All right, so you got your Duran tickets. If you can tell us who won the boner today at 877-602-9696. We'll have messages and a song and then play the game. Salt Lake Film Society, slfs.org.
Oh, it's coming time for the Summer Showdown. This happens Friday and Saturday nights at the Broadway Center Cinemas. You can always buy your tickets at slfstix.org. Salt Lake Film Society is our local nonprofit cinema. They're doing it again. They're pitting 29 films in a competition to see which cult film will prove to be the king of summer. Screenings every Friday and Saturday night. Only one showtime per movie. Get your tickets early before they sell out, because they often do. SLFS will tally both attendance and donations for each cult film with their Summer Showdown leaderboard, and you can follow which film is in the lead. The leaderboard starts on May 27th with the premiere screening of The Room. That's like widely regarded as one of the worst movies ever.
Why, Lisa? Why? You're tearing me apart. Oh, hi, Mark.
With special guest Greg Sestero, who stars in The Room, will be there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Salt Lake Film Society is donor supported. Don't forget to donate at checkout when you buy your tickets so that your favorite film can win King of Summer. Tickets with the entire summer lineup on sale at slfstix.org.
We know that you don't.
It just got really, really cold in here.
What? Hello.
Well, we have a new guest in the studio.
Yes, it's I'm Frank's sister, Francis Christ.
Francis Christ. So Frank Christ not available today?
No, he's taking a much-deserved vacation.
I didn't know you guys could your Reapers could get vacation.
I didn't know Reapers could have brothers or sisters.
That's a question too. Yeah.
My name is Francis Christ, and Frank is the Reaper of celebrities. He's the famous people. I have my specialty too.
Oh, what is that?
I am the Reaper of people who have home improvement shows.
It's very specific.
Home improvement shows,
Francis,
and the occasional chef.
Now, are you like Frank in that you love home
I
improvement?
love home improvements. I love home improvement shows, and I love the hosts. I just can't get enough of them. Paige Davis, oh my gosh. What a wonderful human being Paige Davis is. You know, her name's Paige now.
Yeah, well, she did. She married Patrick Page.
I know that. I couldn't begin. Now, I don't have to worry too much because most of the home improvement people are quite young. But Bob Vila better watch out.
Oh, okay. So, can I call you Franny?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My name is Francis.
Francis.
Francis Chris. And you know, my brother's name is Francis as well.
Oh.
But he insists on going by Frank.
I did. We'll have to take that up with
Family
him.
of Francises.
When he comes back. Well, Francis, I appreciate you filling in today because we do have these Depeche Mode tickets we need to give away. They're coming to Vivid Arena on November 18th. And do we have a
Looks like, we lost Melanie, so let's
Oh,
go.
no. Is Melanie dead?
I don't know, but we've got Ben.
We've lost Melanie.
Ben, are you there?
Ben, hello.
I am. Good morning.
Lovely. Good morning.
Ben, we're going to play the game today. It's Francis Chris presents They're Fine. They're just fine. I've brought, by the way, Ben, I should ask, how are you? Ben?
Ben?
Are we new? I'm here.
How are you, Ben?
I'm good. How are you?
No,
I guess I'm fine. Just fine.
There you go. That's right. All right. Ben, I have this list of 4 celebrities that Frank has left me. 3 on this list are fine. They're just fine. But one of them is gone, and it is your job to figure out which one is dead. Are you ready to do that, Ben?
I'm ready.
And Katie, are you ready to do that?
I'm ready.
Okay. I think we're all ready.
Let's go then. Oh, I have to start, don't I?
Yes. You're going to tell us who the list is, and then
he's.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I think. All right, Ben. Is it Ben?
Ben, yes.
Okay, Ben.
Okay, we're good.
All right, Ben, here are the celebrities, and then you tell me which one is no longer with us. Number 1. Oh, these are all actors who've played Peter Pan.
Oh.
Yes. Number 1, Jeremy Sumpter. He played Jacob in the disaster film Into the Storm. He played J.D. McCoy in the series Friday Night Lights. Sumpter did all of his stunts for the film Peter Pan himself. he practiced his sword fighting, and he trained for 5 hours a day. He's quite the little actor. He's well, he's not so little any longer. As a matter of fact, while they were making Peter Pan, he grew several inches during the production, and they had to build a whole different window for him to fly out of at the end of the show.
Okay.
Number 1 on the list, Jeremy Sumter. Number 2, Peter Pan, Kathy Rigby. It was a girl. Her performance in the Summer Olympics helped popularize the sport of gymnastics in the U.S., and then after she retired from the gymnastics, she was tired of, swinging around on the bars and things. She became a great television actress. Oh, I shouldn't use the word great. She became a television, I don't even know if I should say actress. Okay. She appeared on TV.
Okay.
She played Peter Pan for over 30 years.
Wow, okay.
Number 3 on the list is Bobby Driscoll. Bobby starred in some of Walt Disney Studios' best-known live-action pictures, Song of the South, So Dear to My Heart, Treasure Island. He served as the animation model and provided the voice for the title role in Peter Pan, the cartoon, for Disney.
Okay.
Number 3, Bobby Driscoll. And number 4, Levi Miller. He's an actor, and he played Peter Pan in the movie Pan, and that's about all he's done.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. That's number 4, Levi Miller.
So which one of those is no longer with us, Ben?
I'm going to say number 3.
Bobby Driscoll? You're absolutely correct. Bobby Driscoll, that was a sad story.
Oh.
Frank got him in 1968 at the tender age of 31.
Oh.
You see, he'd become addicted to narcotics.
That'll do it.
So please, boys and girls, stay away from the narcotics. He was sentenced to prison. He was in prison for a long time. He had a bad health, and then he just, poof, died.
He was booped, actually.
Frank took him.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Ben. You've won...
Depeche Mode tickets.
Yeah.
Coming to Vivint Arena on
Super
November
excited.
18th.
You sound super excited.
That's great. I appreciate it so much.
Can you just hear the excitement in Ben's voice?
Francis, his name's Ben. You know, like Ben on the Home Improvement show, Hometown. Like,
yes. Oh, I love him. He's so he has that gruff beard.
Yes.
And he's not as handsome as Ty Pennington, but he's pretty good.
He's handsome in his own way.
And he's pretty young and Artie, and I won't have to take him for years. Well, listen, it's time for me to go.
Okay. All right, Ben, hang on.
Maybe I'll come back tomorrow. I don't know. I don't have an electric scooter like Frank does.
Bummer.
He thinks he's so environmentally conscious. I ride a bicycle.
Oh, even better.
Even better. Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Francis.
Temple of the Dog, Hunger Strike, 9:09, and it is time to play the Boner Recap. Now, Our contestant, all you guys on the phone, hang on, because the randomizer has chosen Cindy to be our contestant. But if Cindy gets it wrong, we're going to go to the next caller. And if they get it right, then they'll win. So all the pressure is on Cindy for the boner recap.
And what can Cindy win if she correctly identifies the boner of the day?
Duran tickets. We're going to be playing with special guests Bastille Saturday, June 3rd at Vivint Arena.
Okay, Cindy, hi.
All right. You there?
Hi.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, I'm going to read the candidates for you, and you tell us who won, okay?
Okay.
Okay, boner candidate number 1 was Figure Out How to Make This Right, Chuck. By Chuck, I mean King Charles. The story is Buckingham Palace refuses to return the remains of an Ethiopian prince who lived with Queen Victoria for a time. The reason he was living with the Queen is when he was about 7 years old, the British Army got into a fight with his parents' army because his parents were royalty in Ethiopia. They took him back with them, and he died at a very young age, and they buried him at Windsor Castle. And the Buckingham Palace is saying, well, it would disrupt other graves in order to exhume him and send him back to Ethiopia. But I think they should figure that out.
Yeah.
I bet there's a way they could figure that out so they could honor this request from the Ethiopian government. Boner candidate number 2, sports builds parental character. This is a kids' basketball game in Iowa and a story that's all too common. A parent doesn't like a call from the ref, and there's video of this, by the way. He jumps up off the bleachers and goes after the ref, and they end up wrestling on the ground and punching each other. And this is why different sports for kids are having a hard time, because there aren't enough refs that want to come out and be subjected to that kind of behavior. That's boner candidate number 2. And boner candidate number 3, well, Donald Trump said this was good for you. This is a janitor at a Dollar General. I guess he was in a fight with another employee there. The employee left an open Pepsi can on the counter and left the room. And while he was gone, the janitor not only poured bleach in it, because the guy could taste that when he came back, but this is also caught on video that the guy spit in the can as well. So those are the candidates. Cindy, which one was the winner?
It was number 2.
You must have been listening, because
I was, yep.
These were all pretty evenly voted on candidates, but that's the one that won. Boner candidate number 2, sports builds parental character.
All right.
Woohoo.
Congratulations.
Woohoo. You get the Duran tickets. What's the date of that again?
They're going to be playing Saturday, June 3rd at Vivint Arena with Bastille. And if anybody wants information about that show, they can find it at x96.com.
All right. Hang on the line, and we'll tell you how to get those tickets.
Thanks, Cindy.
Thank you, Cindy.
There she goes.
That number 2 winner.
They were all good.
It's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to process what someone is thinking when they do that. When they
don't like a call on their kid, and
they don't like a call on their kid. And again, it's alien thinking to me, because I've never been that big of a sports fan or that involved in any kind of sports or anything like that. But even then, aren't you thinking about everything surrounding it, not just, hey, you called a foul on my kid or whatever it was?
I mean, you should be thinking about everything else.
Yeah, it's hard to think when it's Miller time, though.
I just feel bad for these kids and it really is happening a lot. Soccer's the one I'm most exposed to, but there are kids' games that are just canceled because there is no ref to show up and do it. And sometimes, like, parents can step in and help, but they can't. If there's no ref at all, they can't. Parents often are like side.
Parents can step in or as sidelines refs, but they cannot be the center ref because they don't know the actual rules and the training that refs go through.
So what's the difference between a sideline ref and a main ref?
So main ref sits in the center of the field. Well, not center, but they go with the teams to judge every call. The sidelines holds where offsides is. The sidelines hold who
gets possession,
and what who kicked the ball out of bounds, stuff like that.
Okay.
But they don't get to call official calls, so they don't get to throw players off the field. They can call a foul, but the center or the center ref will agree or disagree or actually do the main call.
Well, those
itself.
are still some pretty game-changing plays
They
that
are.
those
Correct.
sideline refs can make. And
Correct.
obviously, they're going to have a biased opinion about
And
whoever
that's-
their kid is.
That's the problem of choosing parents, and you have to find the parent that's least biased. So my dad would have been a wonderful sidelines and was chosen every so often, but I mean, even when I was playing, we still had a hard time getting refs at times. So,
But I mean, bigger picture though, your kids are there and they're watching and learning
Yes,
from you.
exactly.
And you're creating little dicks.
Exactly.
You're just going to teach them that this behavior's fine, and you're going to wind them up and send them off into the world with their dickish behavior as well.
I worry about that too, Carrie.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll take a break. We'll be back. We got some big boy news and opinioendo coming up. X96. Oh yes, we got to talk about Haster Games. And if you'll give me a second, I'll get that copy up, and because I want to make sure I get this right, because they're always changing They always have sales and specials and all of that at Haster Games.
You can find out all about it at hastergames.com.
Yeah, the website certainly will help you, hastergames.com. But come on now. There we go. There it is, hastergames.com. They are at, of course, 6831 South State Street. They've been there for a very long time. They've been doing the tabletop board gaming longer than anybody that I'm aware of here in Salt Lake. Father's Day and graduation coming up. If you need gift ideas, Haster has it. They specialize in the Pokemon and Magic and Dungeons and Dragons and the miniatures and the dice and all that. They also have a large selection of traditional board games and card games for the whole family. This week at Haster Game, let's see, Magic's first ever mini set, March of the Machine Aftermath, is on sale now. Now this set features wonderful brand new cards, finalizes the Phyrexian invasion arc of the MTG story. They have the new epilogue booster packs and boxes, as well as collector booster packs and boxes available. And for fans of role-playing games, they're carrying a new line of miniatures for your TTRPGs, Dungeons and Lasers, featuring fully modular terrain sets, fantastic monster miniatures, and much more. These will take your game session to the whole next new level. Haster has it. These board games are now more popular than ever, and they can certainly help you with any of your questions, or if you want to learn how to play the games, just go down and see them. 6831 South State, Haster has it. All right, we're going to wrap things up with Ask a CG Artist here real quick. I'm going to put you on the spot. You say you had a friend who's worked on the Thor movie.
He is, by the way, John Patrick Rooney, who is a CG artist, works out of L.A., but here to visit family.
Yep.
And your friend did the animation of the Destroyer.
More so modeling and texturing, not
the animation.
The animation of it.
But he helped build the character. The
Right,
Destroyer is
exactly.
like this
In
giant...
what movie
in
is this?
Thor.
Oh.
He's like this giant killer robot
Just coming out this summer.
that destroys a town.
He also did, it's my roommate, and he did the hammer for Thor that you see at the end of Iron Man and in this one as well.
Do you guys have girlfriends?
Sometimes.
Listen, with all the dough they're pulling down?
No, I asked because, they
Or
are
boyfriends.
Or boyfriends.
No,
I
no
don't
boyfriends.
Listen,
They're on the computer.
You
all
take a
day.
girl to Iron Man 2, and you say, wait till the end. And when that hammer shows up, you say, I did that. You're in.
No, I'm saying it sounds like they are chained to a computer a lot of the time.
I have to say, I've had one relationship go south
because
I was
work.
working.
That's all
kind
I'm
of insane
saying.
hours. It was a good Ogden girl too, living in L.A.
A good Ogden
yeah,
girl.
good. I know.
There's no such thing.
In a good in a bad way.
Yeah,
right.
Bad in a good
Bad
way.
in a good way. That's all.
Good Ogden girl. Let's see. A quick software question from Nick. Let's see. Go ahead, Nick.
Thanks for letting me listen.
Yeah.
Maya, I guess, is the standard. How does 3D Max compare?
3D Max is a standard for a lot of things, a lot of car commercials and things like that, and video games use 3D Max, but more and more Maya is becoming more of a standard. I hate modeling in 3D Max. It drives me nuts.
Now, you were saying that if I were just to buy the Maya program, it was how much again?
I'm not sure, but it's like over 1,000.
Over 1,000?
Almost
1,000.
4,000.
Yeah.
Almost
what?
4,000.
Almost 4,000.
Well, 3,999.
That's almost
close. Yeah.
Almost.
You know, it sounds to me like if this is what you're gonna do, it might be worth it to invest in that.
Yeah.
All right.
You can use those programs if you go to a school. They have them available.
This is true, and I know even up at the U they have those programs available, and it's all part of your fees. So.
Here's a question without getting too political. How is your health insurance as an independent contractor?
It's a bottle of Advil.
Somebody wants to know, where's my holodeck?
Yeah, that was my
gonna
next
have the
question.
holodeck.
Where's my damn holodeck?
Yeah, I'm working on it. So,
all right.
Any requests?
And here's the final question, which I think is the best one. This is: do you have to be good at math?
No, you don't.
Perfect.
But sometimes I've used some trigonometry and like
don't you need
scripts
that
and
for,
things like
for
that.
architecture, don't you?
Yeah,
know what I mean?
sort of.
Trigonometry.
If people want to see some of the stuff, is there a place that people can go? Do you have a website where they can see your demo?
I have my demo reel on Vimeo, but it's just you can go ahead and email me at johnpatrickrooney@gmail.com, and I will send you an email with some info.
John Patrick Rooney, Irish?
Yes.
Oh. Irish question mark?
John Patrick Rooney at gmail.com.
St. Patrick's Day parade Saturday, you know.
Right, I'll stop by.
All right.
Bigger to play X96.
All right. Let's see. It's 9:24. We have time for a short news, big boy news, and opinioendo, brought to you by
The Stateroom Presents, bringing you live music memories. Coming up on May 30th at the Stateroom, don't miss Caitlin Smith. Get tickets in the full lineup at thestateroompresents.com.
Thank you.
This is a story I found in the Salt Lake Tribune. Dorothy Durant has operated a farmer's market on her property north of Utah Lake since 2020. The lot between Center Street and Country Lane has also called Farmers Market Street. It's home to her Lehigh Farmers Market on Fridays and Saturdays. On paper, the lot isn't permitted for many of the attractions that Dorothy has been using the land for. It isn't even technically in Lehigh. Now, you might think, well, that's her property, and it might be kind of nice to have a little farmer's market in the area. And no, the neighbors hate it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons they hate it is because of some of the people that are affiliated with this property. One of them being her husband, Larry Jarvis, who was arrested and later charged with failure to register as a sex offender, a third-degree felony. Now, prior to his arrest, he liked to do this at the farmer's market. He put on an Elmo costume.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
And entertain the children at the market and give them tractor rides on the property.
What?
Now, he's not the only... We've had that story before. I think Bill's done that story before. But he's not the only problem person affiliated. That should be enough.
Yeah.
There are at least 2 sex offenders known to be living on the property. Later in that same month, a 33-year-old man staying in the couple's RV on the property was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder, aggravated assault, after the man drunkenly fired a BB gun at a man and a woman and threatened the woman with a knife. This is who's living on this property in this neighborhood. Now, it used to be out in the middle of a field, and people didn't care as much.
Okay.
But because, lots of new homes are being built, and now there's a brand new neighborhood right close to where all of this is happening. The guy in the Elmo costume may face jail time if convicted. So that takes care of one of them, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's a problem for this neighborhood and these people, and it's a problem down there in almost Lehigh.
Oh, but have you tried the jam that they sell there?
I don't know if they sell avocados there, but here's another story we had this morning. It's 7 a.m. You're feeling smug about waking up in time to make breakfast. Your dish of choice, avocado toast, but then disaster. You slice into it only to find that it's not ripe. It's rubbery. What do you do?
No!
Besides reaching for another avocado, you have to figure out what to do with the not yet ripe one. The bad news is you can't rush avocado into ripening, but all is not lost.
Okay.
Your cut avocado will still ripen if you wrap it in plastic.
Wrapped in plastic.
According to Cooks Illustrated, an avocado will ripen whether it's whole or halved, as the enzymes responsible for the ripening process are still there, doing their enzymatic thing. Much of the process in enzymatic activity that softens the avocado is explained that in a way that I don't want to go into because it's too technical. But you do have to wrap it up. It keeps the avocado from drying out. Traps the gas from being released, and it will ripen in your fridge. Or you can even leave it wrapped at room temperature. They say it will ripen there as well.
Well, how fast does it ripen? Because you want to eat right then, right?
Well, it's not going to ripen in a minute. They just mean you don't have to throw it away. Because sometimes you open up an avocado and go, great, it's not ripe, and I ruined it because I got it open.
It's to keep it
for another day.
But also...
you might have to have cereal today, Nick.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel that it's rubbery before you open it. So it's...
Are you saying you get what you deserve for not checking?
For not checking to see if it's ripe?
Well, come on. You just pick up an avocado and you can tell if it's ripe or not without cutting it open, right?
Usually, yeah.
Am I the only one who doesn't encounter that? Or...
No, this has happened in our house several times. I thought it was ripe. No. Damn it. I've heard that shouted from the kitchen many times.
And am I weird that I love guacamole, but I won't eat an avocado?
Here's the thing, Gina. I believe that the avocado should never be the star of the dish unless it's guacamole.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. It's always just an accoutrement. It's like there's a place over here that does a breakfast burrito that is a great breakfast burrito, but they put way too much avocado on there.
Yeah.
Way too much. Now, my wife loves that.
Yeah.
But me, I pull it off and give it to her. Way too. I like a little avocado.
Yeah.
If it's like on a sandwich or, even avocado toast, just a light layer, not a heavy layer.
You like knowing it's there.
I
right?
like knowing it's there.
Yeah.
Like I said, never the star. This is just me. Never the star unless it's guacamole.
And I'm in the same boat but for a different reason. I love avocado, but I'm mildly allergic. So if I eat a ton of it, the inside of my throat gets incredibly itchy. Like one of my wife's favorite dishes that I make is just nachos. I just grill up chicken, cut it up, make some like super nice guacamole on the side, and I can only have a bite or two of it before I get sick of it real quick.
See, I could eat guacamole as like the main course. Like I could have chips and guac, and that is dinner.
And that's supper.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I don't love an avocado. Like it's not doing all I need it to do.
You don't like your avocado toast?
Nope.
Not even with the egg?
Nope.
Mildly runny, cracked open on top?
Nope.
With some feta cheese?
Listen to these
sprouts?
liberal media elites and their problems they got. Oh my, avocado ain't right. Liberal media elites. Weather?
Sure, why not? Weather. You're going to get a little drizzle in the next few hours here in the Wasatch Valley. That will taper off as we go into the evening, and then it's just sunshine the rest of the week. High of 82 today, high of 83 tomorrow, and that's going to continue up until Memorial Day weekend, until the gunk makes its way into the valley. I'm, of course, referencing the wildfire smoke from Canada. Enjoy the next few days while you can.
Yeah. All right. We will. Here we go. Diana, mashed avocado with a sprinkling of brown sugar. Well, I have to try that now. All right. We will take a break. We'll be back. X96.
It's Jeep 4x4 season. Make your next...
And I assume everything went well, Gina?
Yeah, I had this. My doctor told. Well, we back up. I've been having high blood pressure. Like, which is weird for me. I don't usually have that.
You usually don't have any blood pressure at all.
It's true. I'm usually very slow pulse and low blood pressure. So we're in the investigation portion of trying to find out what's causing that. And yesterday she sent me a message saying, I need you to come in for an 8 a.m. blood test. And yes, it has to be at 8 a.m. I'm like, she's like, I know you work, but it has to be at 8 a.m.
It was for the doctor's convenience, I'm sure.
So I'm confused. So I go to her office this morning, and I asked the nurse, why this 8 a.m. blood test? And she said it's an 8 a.m. cortisol test. And yes, it has to be done first thing in the morning because that's the time of day when the numbers are most likely to be high.
But that's a time of day for normal people.
Exactly.
We're up at 3.
Exactly. But the lab is not. So the lab opens at 8.
So the results of your test that are are very important to your health.
Yeah.
Dubious at best.
Are
so
strictly at the whims of when the lab opens.
And I've had so much blood taken the last 2 weeks. And the nice lady that takes the blood, it's always from the same spot.
Why?
And
why don't you don't have to do that?
Well, that's just the way her room's set up. It's the
No,
chair.
no, God, Gina. Oh, that's just the way her room is set up.
That's where the table is.
Nonsense.
But she uses this this tape like afterwards to put like a cotton ball there, and so I have ripped this tape off the same part of my arm like 3 times in the last week.
Gina, no.
I think I'm
say
going to hit her.
You say I need it to be in another spot. You don't have to do
not
that.
Use the icky tape.
Good God! Most phlebotomists play. They have those chairs that the thing flips and they can do it from either side.
Yeah.
And so if she's just got a table set up, you can turn your chair around.
It's the way it.
And it shouldn't be the way that the chair is sit. You should extend both arms and say, which one do you like?
Yeah.
And then they can look and say, oh, that looks like a good one right there.
But it's the tape. I hate the tape.
The tape is.
It's your own fault.
So that's sorry, and I appreciate Jimmy hopping in and.
Well, he was good. I think
I was surprised.
We had to ask him to do it every week.
Maybe it was part of his whole, planning and scheme to psych out the other person because he made it sound like, I don't know pop culture.
And then he was right on
He
it.
just nailed it.
Oh.
All of them. Yeah. He even got an actual trivia question.
Really?
Yes. It's like, out of these 4 women, only one of them was not dated by Justin Timberlake.
Oh.
And there wasn't a joke answer. There were 4.
It could have been any of them.
And he didn't hesitate.
And he answered it correctly. Did you hear it?
No, let me hear what it...
Let me see how you do.
Okay.
All right. Which of the following women has Justin Timberlake not dated?
Okay.
Now, wait, which part of your brain would you like to answer this with?
The right or the left? Britney Spears, Jessica Biel, Cameron Diaz, or Christina Aguilera?
Cameron Diaz.
No.
He dated Cameron Diaz?
He did.
Oh, he didn't date Christina Aguilera.
Very good.
Okay.
But Jimmy...
Bam, hit it.
Right away.
He went, that'd be Christina Aguilera.
I was blown away.
You know why? Because Jimmy's dated all of them.
I
That's
guess
right.
so.
He's talked to them all.
Six, Radio from Hell.
9:37 right now, and Hotha is on the line. Let's get it. Bring up. We need to talk about Pride. We got to do this.
Yes.
It's Pride Month, Pride Week, and we're getting
Yes.
ready to celebrate.
Yes, we have to talk about it. Of course, we have so much happening and I want all your listeners to know about.
Well, let's hear it. First of all, it's going on. The week is June 1st through the 4th.
Right.
At Washington
Exactly.
Square. And what are some of the things people can experience there?
So Washington Square and Library Square is our Pride Festival, and we will have food trucks, we will have vendors, we will have amazing concerts with local artists, with international artists. So on Saturday, for example, we'll have Drama, Crystal Waters, Rubio, and we'll have a main stage and a dance stage called Dance Around the World stage. And then, of course, we will have the most amazing local talent. And then on Sunday, you can attend the parade, our amazing Pride Parade that will be downtown Salt Lake City. And again, the second day of the festival, we'll have Vincent, Deborah Cox on the main stage, and then amazing local artists and the Dance Around the World stage with DJ Rafa Mafra, DJ GSP, DJ Carson Sollers, just to name a few. So it's going to be an amazing party.
Now, the Loud and Queer concert I have here is Friday, June 2nd at 8. This is 8 p.m. to 12 a.m., so that's a big chunk of time there. There must be a lot going on at that.
Oh, my God, yes. So that concert starts after our rally and march come from the state capitol down to downtown to the library square. And then at 8 p.m. the concert starts. We'll have Icona Pop, we'll have Trixie Mattel, Annabelle Englund, DJ Rafa Mafra, and it will be hosted by Gia Bianca Stevens and Whitney Rose. So, like you were right, there will be a lot going on, and you won't want to miss it.
We've had Gia on our show several times.
Oh, yeah.
Love
Gia's great.
Oh, she's amazing. Yes. Gia is also the director of operations of the Utah Pride Center, and she does an amazing job at everything she does.
Yeah, Gia's just an amazing talent. And, of course, this is the biggest party and the funnest party, honestly. And we've always, participated in the parade especially, and we've also had, booths set up there. And I think it's now more important than ever.
Yep.
I agree. To attend Pride. If you take a look at what's going on around the country, now more than ever, it's important to show up.
And I don't know why anybody would have a problem with it anyways. We were lucky enough to hang out at our booth for the Pride Festival last year all day. It was the most fun I had all summer.
Of course.
Hanging out in Library Square, people walking by, people, their families, tons of great food trucks, and the beer was fantastic as well. I got nothing but good things to say about it.
Oh, absolutely. No, and Utah Pride is organized by the Utah Pride Center, and the Utah Pride Center is a 501c3 nonprofit. So this is our biggest event, and we love that we get to create a celebration of hope and a celebration that can inspire a future without discrimination.
Yeah.
And where everyone is free to be their authentic selves.
Mm-hmm. And it's utahpride.org is where all the pertinent information and where you can get your tickets and all that.
Yes. And if you follow us at Utah Pride Center on social media, so on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you will also get lots of information there.
It's the biggest and the funnest and the best party that happens in the city every year. And
we'll be there. We're always there.
Mm-hmm. So it starts June 2nd on the Friday and lasts throughout the weekend. And, I can't say enough about how fun it is and how, like I said, more important now than ever to attend and support.
Well, because people who don't show up, who consider themselves allies, think it's not going to be fun. It's a protest, and of course it is against hate. It is a fun celebration event. You got to come down. It's a family-friendly affair for everybody. You really should be there.
Yes, I totally agree. You really should be there. And it's a very welcoming space, for people of all ages, all abilities, all cultures, all backgrounds. With this year, we have an addition that I am super excited about, which is a calming space inside the library for folks that experience anxiety or may need a break for the festival. It's going to be a very calming space with lots of sensory options, and it allows, obviously, re-entry at the festival. So if you need a break, you can go there and then come back and keep partying.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
So Nick, if you get a little overheated,
I might be
a little overwhelmed, go to the calming center. That's a great idea, actually. UtahPride.org, and as is mentioned, 501c3, so you can make donations there as well. But certainly go there for all the information and get your tickets, find the parade route, all of that stuff. UtahPride.org, and we are very happy and proud to be a part of it once again this year. It says here whether it's your first Pride or your 50th. How long has the Pride celebration been going here in Salt Lake?
That is a great question. So I have done a little bit of research to figure it out, and I have my understanding is that it kind of started in the late 1970s. But you know how these things start a little bit informally, so people start getting together, and so it's hard to say which date is the starting date. I think we're going to go with the 1978 for Salt Lake City and for Utah. But, of course, before that, queer people and LGBTQ plus individuals and groups were already organizing and were already celebrating their identities.
Yes. UtahPride.org. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you and everybody at the Pride Festival happening this year.
Thank you.
It's always a great time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll take a break. Thank you. We'll take a break. We'll crawl towards the exits after these. X96.
Something very important is happening this week.
What? Prove it. This week?
A movie that I have been waiting for years, actually.
There are actually two movies, aren't there? Isn't there a documentary also that's coming out about her?
Yeah. So the movie I'm talking about, and Bill could tell where I was going with this, is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Wow.
And there is a Judy Bloom documentary that's...
I think it's being released at the same time.
Yeah.
Judy Bloom being the author of...
Yes.
Well, is this movie going to be able to be shown everywhere? Because,
some controversy about that.
They've been banning that book in some Republican states
for decades.
I heard Judy Bloom interviewed yesterday about all that.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually lives in Florida.
Oh, well, there's first problem.
And if you don't know, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, is a book about an 11-year-old girl, Margaret.
Puberty.
Who's and the talk of school is, did you get it yet? I haven't got it yet. Did you get it? Your period.
Did you get that thing I sent you?
Yeah. And hear what I said there. She's 11.
Mm-hmm.
That is below the age that Ron DeSantis thinks it's okay to talk about these things in school with kids. But this movie has a 96% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 100% audience score. Now, that's probably because all the people that have seen it are people like me that have a great love of this book.
Okay.
But it's so nice to hear that it's...
Did your mother know you were reading that book?
Yes.
You sure? Did she know what was in it?
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
But Judy Bloom, her books were so important to me when I was a kid. I mean, I devoured them.
What other things did she write that were...
She had...
'cause I've heard of this one.
Oh, she had a bunch. She had Blubber, which was a book about a girl who was overweight. And her dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
She had Forever, which is a little older teenage story about, we love each other, we're going to be together forever. And then, maybe, that's probably not. But there's some teen sex in that. There's, she's written some adult books, too.
So she likes writing about teenagers having sex.
Well, she just writes about growing up teenagers, problems kids have. I absolutely loved her books. I don't love her adult books so much. She had one that came out a few years ago that I didn't care for, but her teen books were part of my... she was the first author that I slavishly followed as a kid. Like, anytime a new book of hers would come out, I would get it instantly.
Now, according to Guy in the chat room, Judy Bloom is one of the film's producers, and she claims it is better than the book.
Oh, so there are things in it. So she wrote it. It came out in 1970.
Yes.
So by the time I read it, it had probably been out, I don't know, 10
Forever.
years or something. And in the book, they talk about, you guys aren't going to care about this, but period products have changed a lot over the years.
What do you mean I wouldn't care about that?
And in the book, they talk about, and she never updated this. She just, it has remained the same. She talked about how you used to have to wear a garter belt.
A belt.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
To hold it in place.
Your sanitary napkin. It was always embarrassing. My mother would send me to the store to buy buy her Tampax. Tampax.
But
Kotex. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Kotex.
But I was surprised because I didn't know that. I thought, it was always just the thing that stuck to your underwear. I didn't know that you girls actually had to wear a belt around under their clothes.
I remember the ads for them. I remember the TV commercials. No more belts.
Yeah,
it was. We have wings now.
Mm-hmm.
But she did. She hasn't ever changed her books, the content of them. But she's added things like in Forever, the book about the teen sex. In the book, the girl goes to get on the pill because she's trying to be responsible. Judy Bloom added a little note to the beginning of the book saying, "I'm not changing the content of the book, but dear reader, I would like you to know if I was writing this book today, I would tell you not only is it important to be on the pill, but to use a condom
as well
for sexually transmitted infection." So
to prevent them, not for them.
No, not
wear a condom for sexually transmitted
prevent
infections.
them from happening. But she's been super influential and helpful, I think, for kids in their tween and teen years.
I keep thinking about Kotex, and I remember seeing those belts for them. And my mother had them, and that reminds me of a scene. I think it's a movie called The Fortune, and Jack Nicholson is talking about my mother used to send me to the store to buy her Kotex, but so I wouldn't be embarrassed, she told me they were little mousy beds.
What? Just doesn't make any sense.
Little mousy beds, little beds for mice.
Oh, but I'm excited, and I do not venture to the theater very often.
Anybody we
anymore.
know in it?
Yeah, Rachel McAdams is in
that's
it.
right.
Kathy Bates is in it.
Kathy Bates is great. She plays the 12-year-old girl. She's
she
really
plays
incredible.
the grandma. The grandmother plays a really pivotal role in it. So the other thing about Margaret, the reason it's Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. She grows up in a
generational.
No, but like her mom is Jewish and her dad's Christian, or the other way around. So she has this push and pull of I don't know what my religion is. I don't know. She's got a lot of questions for God about what's going on.
Well, I can see why Ron DeSantis would want all of her books banned.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope you're not planning on taking your children to see this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
What? Shocking. That is shocking. Exposing kids to that kind of stuff.
It's wonderful.
That really happens in life.
Yeah. I love her.
Well, I'm very excited for you.
Yeah, it doesn't really...
Carrie, you understand with reading things as a kid and then seeing them realized.
That's why I'm excited for you. But just as you will not see the ones that were written for me as a kid that are now being made into movies, I will not see the one that because, well...
Well, sometimes I get the menstrual cramps real hard.
We're in the same boat.
Yeah.
All of this stuff that was written when I was a kid now being made into movies.
And you
documentary about Stan Lee,
Yeah. We're in this. We understand each other.
We're there. It's just kind of different
sort of
subject
angle.
matter.
Yeah. Not a lot of menstruating in the Marvel universe.
There should be.
I mean, there is. They just don't talk about it. Right?
I think Sue Storm may have informed Reed Richards that she was late.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well.
Yeah. She should have listened to Judy Bloom and used 2 forms of birth control, and that wouldn't have happened.
Exactly. But then we wouldn't have the Power Pack comment.
There's a bright side to everything, isn't there?
Yes. Ah, that was a good song to play on the Rock Band game.
Oh yeah.
I missed that game.
Do you
You
still
know, I realized
have it?
I had the whole set. I had the drum set and 2 guitars and
I still have it.
microphone, and I gave it all to my friend Egg.
Does your equipment work, Katie?
All of it.
Used to.
Really?
All of it still works.
Yeah.
Every bit of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, it was fun. We used to plug it in to the board. This is back when we were at Charlie Corners.
Yeah.
We'd plug my Xbox into the board, and the 9 o'clock potty break song was usually something from there, and I'd play it live on the air.
Really?
So you'd hear me screwing it up.
It was fun.
Getting it wrong. It was kind of fun for me. It apparently annoyed people so much that we had to stop doing it. But
I liked it.
But the video crowd was going insane.
I was having fun with it, and a lot of people didn't know what was going on. They're like, "What's wrong with the song? Is it the signal problem?" I was like, "No, I'm playing Rock Band."
I had no idea you could do that. That's awesome.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. I don't know if I'm sure we could do it again with this new board.
Right.
But
And we used to have at the incident management vehicle, or was it a vehicle before that? We had video games set up in that if people came to remotes, they could play, and there were big TV screens on the side of it, and they could play video games if they came to remotes. You know, when we used to do things.
Yeah, don't tell me. Okay.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, half the time it didn't work, but when it did work, people loved it.
That is fun. Anyways, this weekend I'll be doing some remotes, I believe. I'll get you some details about that in the near future.
Do you have some this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Friday
doing it
and
for
Saturday.
me because I was going to do one on Saturday, but now I'm going to be in Florida.
Yeah, I don't have the details on hand at the moment.
I have to be in Florida. I don't get to be in Florida. I have to be in
Does
Florida.
anybody get to be in Florida?
Before Festus, my son, not the prophet, moved there, the last time we went there for like a family trip, like to go to Disney World and everything, Harry Potter World, I said, all right, I'm done with Florida. We've been to Harry Potter World twice. We've been to Disney World. We've been to Cape Canaveral.
No reason to go back.
I don't care for Florida. These things in Florida I like.
Sure, right.
But Florida, not so much. I never have to go there again. And now I have to go there again.
Well, and it's your kid's fault, really.
Yeah, no, it is. For sure it is. But
jumping off a boat, for God's sake.
I'm going to get more information while we're there because there's got to be more to that story than.
Go poke his leg extra hard.
Oh,
once
I'm
you
there
get
to
there.
take care of him.
Yeah, but
You made me come back to Florida.
All right. Let's do the promo and crawl towards the exits.
Yeah.
That's not a group of chuckleheads held hostage in the dashboard of your car. It's just the Radio from Hell show, and here's what to expect on tomorrow's show.
Have something in your life that you just can't live with? Wish it away by sending its description to radiofromhell@x96.com with the subject line, must go, for things that must go. We just might read yours on air at 7 a.m.
Then at 7:45, if you have a weird spot on your back that's concerning you, or any health ailment for that matter, call in and ask about it with our own Dr. Cobble.
You got nothing better going on. It's all on Wednesday's Radio from Hell show here on X96.
Very nice.
All right. I think we're good. All business taken care of. All right. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Remember who you are and what you stand for.
I thought I was done with Florida.
Marcy is next.